I know what you might be saying. This is impossible. And well, you're right. It does make no sense. But look what today is. Yes, today is Halloween. So I wanted to do a special video. So this is how this video is made. But before we begin, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy the content. And while you're at it, you can follow my social media links and gaming channels that are all in the description below. But with all that said, let's get into how this will happen.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
The strongest warriors in the universe so far, Goku and Frieza, is fighting on a dying planet called Namek. But an unexpected turn of events happens to the self-proclaimed emperor of the universe, Frieza. That will change him forever. What is the thing that changes the space tyrant? Find out now. Are you finished?
Goku and Frieza would have an incredible battle on planet Namek that could have gone either way, but the battle comes to an end by a cliff, where lava is about to erupt. Whoever falls in there first loses the battle, and Goku can't afford to lose this battle. He fights with all his might, hitting Frieza with multiple combos, then shoots a Kamehameha at Frieza, sending him off the cliff. Frieza would be flying down, unconscious, as the lava strikes Frieza, as Frieza is pushed back up, and he hits head first on the land of the planet. Now, you know where I'm going with this. The impact has made Frieza lose his memory of everything that has happened. Goku would look at Frieza.
I can't just leave you here to die. Even though you destroyed the Saiyans, I still believe you can change.
But on the other hand, Goku thinks that Frieza should find himself off the planet by himself because of what he did to the Saiyan race. But Goku decides he is going to bring Frieza with him and escape the planet. So Goku finds two Ginyu Force space pods and goes to Yardrat. When they arrive, the Yardratians heals Goku and Frieza as they awaken. Goku, remembering he brought Frieza with him, will get into a fighting stance. As Frieza wakes up, he says what is going on. Goku would let his guard down as he asks Frieza, does he remember anything that happened on Namek? As Frieza answers, he doesn't know what that is. So Goku thinks Frieza has lost his memory just like when he did as a kid. So Goku thought this was his chance to save Frieza and change him. Since he tried plenty of times when he was fighting Frieza, maybe if there's any way Frieza is able to change, it might be now. So Goku would tell Frieza that they just got out of an amazing battle, and Goku is his friend, and they protected the Earth from bad guys. And because they had to revive their friends, they were on Namek, and Frieza had fell onto unconsciousness. But luckily, Goku was able to save Frieza. Now Frieza would be thankful and thanks Goku, but he will wonder why they are on this weird planet. As Goku answers, he is unsure. He doesn't know how they got there. So the Yardrats explain who they are, and Goku would want to learn the techniques of the Yardratians. And because Goku wants to stay there, Frieza will be as well, learning the techniques of the Yardratians. So Goku will learn instant transmission, as while Frieza learns how to control his ki, and learn ki control. Then he would, instead of learning instant transmission, he will learn Force Spirit Vision, cloning, gigantification, and healing. Soon, Frieza and Goku decides to go back to Earth, and thanks to Goku's instant transmission, they are able to teleport right in front of Gohan. Because since King Cold doesn't arrive on Earth, because nobody told him that his son was dead or anything, they just arrive on Earth. Gohan, seeing Frieza, will get into a fighting position, but Goku would calm down Gohan, telling him that Frieza is on their side now. Gohan would ask, how is that possible? As Goku explains what happened to him when he was a kid, and says the same thing has happened to Frieza. Gohan would calm down and introduce himself to Frieza, as Frieza does the same. Now Goku tells everyone about Frieza being redeemed. At first everyone won't trust Frieza, but after seeing Frieza getting along with Goku, Gohan, and even Krillin, everyone starts to accept Frieza. But the only one who refuses to be nice to Frieza is Vegeta, because this is the person who enslaved his race. He isn't going to be just goody two-shoes with Frieza. He refuses to think that Frieza is here as a good guy. Vegeta is furious that Frieza is here. Since Vegeta hasn't left Earth for space yet, and hearing that Frieza is here and is a good person, Vegeta doesn't buy it. Him knowing how Frieza is, this must be an act. This has to be an act. He just fought Kakarot on Namek, and out of nowhere, they're talking like they never fought in the first place. Vegeta has to get behind this. It makes no sense that Frieza just out of nowhere turns good. Frieza has to have another motive. So Vegeta goes to Mount Paozu and approaches Frieza, as he tells Frieza he doesn't know what kind of plan Frieza has, but it's not going to work. He might have fooled Kakarot and the others, but he doesn't fool Vegeta. Frieza doesn't know what Vegeta is talking about, and Goku has to break up the fight. Vegeta would scoff as he gets ready to go to space to train for a few months. Now a few years would pass, and sometimes Goku starts to grab his chest. So Frieza would ask Goku what is going on, as Goku says he does not know. Frieza would ask, why doesn't they ask the dragon? Gohan would think this is a great idea, as Gohan and Frieza goes to summon Shenron. Now Shenron is summoned, as Gohan asks what is happening to Goku. So Shenron tells Goku about the heart virus. So then the Dragon Balls would leave, and then Gohan would gather them again, and then 1 year later, Gohan would wish that Goku was cured from this virus before it strikes. So Shenron does so, and Goku is healed. So Gohan and Frieza goes back to Mount Paozu and tells Goku they ask Shenron to heal Goku, and he will thank them both. As Goku continues to train with Gohan, and Piccolo. Frieza won't really train because if he does, he will be too OP, so I just chose to not make Frieza train. Now the androids will attack, and everyone goes to the battlefield, and seeing Android 19 and 20, Goku will want to change directions, so they will go to a wasteland. Goku will power up into a Super Saiyan as he battles Android 19, as Frieza decides to go and battle Dr. Gero. The battles will begin, and because Goku doesn't get stopped by the heart virus, he kills Android 19. And with the battle between Frieza and Dr. Gero, Frieza would just toy with Dr. Gero. His strength is nowhere close to Frieza's. So Frieza cuts off both of Dr. Gero's arms, then he slices Gero in half with his death slicers, then he finishes him off with a blast. Now because Dr. Gero is killed, the androids are not awakened, so everyone goes back home. Now Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo continues training, and the Z Fighters also does their normal training. But soon, someone breaks through Dr. Gero's lab and absorbs both Android 17 and 18. It's Cell, and with the androids collected, he was able to reach his perfect form. Now he will go to Mount Paozu, as he comes face to face with Goku. Goku would tell Gohan and Chi-Chi to get inside. It's too dangerous out there. Think how powerful Cell is. He hasn't saw this creature in his life. He senses a lot of the Z Fighters. He senses Yamcha. He senses Tien. He senses Krillin. He senses Piccolo. He senses Gohan. He senses Vegeta. And he senses Cell. Cell would laugh.
Hello, Goku. It is an honor to finally meet you.
Goku would look at Cell, as he asks Cell.
Who are you? Why are you here? And how do you know my name?
Cell would introduce himself as the perfect being, and he is just here to battle Goku. But he sees how weak Goku is right now, so he just says,
10 days.
What? I give you 10 days, Goku, to give me a challenge.
You better be ready because you will not get another chance.
As he flies off. Goku would wonder what to do as Frieza spits on the ground.
I don't know why, but it irritates me.
Calm down, Frieza. It's not a big deal.
I know, but to me it's irritating. He thinks he is better than me. Good thing you all don't think that, but he is getting on my nerves, and I think he knows that. Right now, he's right. I can't do nothing. If you can, so I will be doing some training, but I will only do 1 day of training.
What 1 day? What will that do for you, Frieza?
Since I am a different race, I grow differently and faster than you see, and so every time I train, I get stronger. Even if I train for an hour, I'm sure I will be about on your level.
I see, so if you're training, we will have to increase our training.
And how will you do that?
The Room of Spirit and Time, but first I have to get the others. I will be right back.
Goku would get all the Z Fighters and brings them to the lookout, as he tells them about the room of spirit and time. So Vegeta and Trunks will want to go in there first.
Vegeta and Trunks goes into the time chamber, but in this timeline, Vegeta wants to go into the time chamber to make sure that he gets ahead of Frieza. Goku told Vegeta that Frieza was going to start training to surpass Cell, and Vegeta, after hearing this, he wants to train so he can get ahead of Frieza and Cell. He can't let Frieza get ahead of him, or let Cell stay ahead of him, and Vegeta decides to actually train with Trunks in this timeline, instead of doing his own training, because he knows training with Trunks might be the best way to get stronger. So at the end of the time chamber training, Vegeta and Trunks will unlock Master Super Saiyan. Before Goku and Gohan goes into the time chamber. Back to Frieza, he is training on his own, while Vegeta and Trunks is in the time chamber, and Frieza's power grows. And since Frieza's goal is to surpass Cell, Frieza's power grows to surpass Cell. So Frieza's power is now stronger than Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and Super Perfect Cell from a cannon. This is kind of insane, but remember, in 4 months, just by beating Tagoma, Frieza reached the power of gods from his original power level of 120 million. I was thinking of making Frieza even stronger than this, but to make the story still interesting, I decided to give Frieza this power. So now Goku and Gohan would exit the time chamber and Master Super Saiyan, and they are also stronger than in canon, thanks to their training with Frieza from before. When Goku exits the time chamber, Frieza senses Goku's power and goes up to the lookout. When he arrives, Vegeta, Trunks, and Tien looks away, not wanting to look at Frieza, and Goku will turn around seeing Frieza and smiles. He was thinking of asking Korin if he was able to defeat Cell, but Goku would think that fighting Frieza will be the best way to test his power. Frieza did tell Goku that he has been training when Vegeta and Trunks was in the time chamber. Goku still don't know how Frieza can get so strong in one day, but he is still excited to fight Frieza. Goku would ask Frieza for a sparring match, full power, till one of them is knocked out, and Frieza will agree. Before Goku and Frieza goes to Mount Paozu, as the battle begins, Chi-Chi would be cooking before she hears a loud explosion. Chi-Chi can feel that Goku has something to do with this, as she sighs and heads outside, just to be pushed out of the way by Gohan, as Goku and Frieza's fists clash. Chi-Chi would yell at Gohan, asking what is going on, and Gohan would tell Chi-Chi that Goku is trying to see if he can defeat Cell by fighting Frieza, but Chi-Chi would continue to yell, telling Gohan that they couldn't warn her first before they began to fight. But before Chi-Chi yelled at Goku and Frieza, someone appears and blasts at Goku and Frieza, forcing them to hit the ground. Goku, Gohan, and Frieza will be shocked that Cell appears. So what is going on over here? Cell asks. Oh, you again, Frieza replies. Cell, what are you doing here? Goku says. Oh, don't worry, I just sensed you two fighting, and it just got me excited. So that is why I'm speeding up the Cell games. Instead of being a way to fight him, it will be a bracket tournament, to see who will be his greatest rival. So, you're breaking the rules and turning a tournament into a bracket tournament and helps battle me and Goku, am I correct? Yes, I would like to fight you and Goku, to see if I can beat both of you at full power. But if you two fight in an early round, that will be fine as well. You are so annoying, Frieza replies. But your challenge is accepted. Good. I'll see you in 3 days then, Cell says before he flies away. So, what do we do now? Frieza asks. Not sure. I guess just wait for the Cell games to begin, Goku replies. Now 3 days will pass and the Cell games will begin, and Cell will show the bracket he had created, with it being an 8-man tournament. The Z fighters participating are Goku, Frieza, Vegeta, Piccolo, Trunks, and Gohan, while the last 2 people who are participating is Cell and Cell Jr. Now the bracket setup is Cell versus Trunks, Cell Jr. versus Vegeta, Frieza versus Piccolo, and Goku versus Gohan. Now the tournament will begin with Cell versus Trunks, and the battle will begin with Trunks starting by going into Master Super Saiyan. Cell will smile, telling Trunks that this would be interesting. Trunks will rush at Cell as he tries to punch Cell, but he dodges and flies into the air, with Trunks following. They'll fly up into the air, and Trunks will try to punch Cell, but Cell will dodge the attack and try to kick Trunks, but he catches the kick, then breaks his leg before he throws Cell to the ground. Cell will get up and snaps his leg back into place. Then he tells Trunks, your power is actually kind of impressive. I didn't think I'll be challenged by the likes of you. You are here because of me, so I will have to be the one to kill you. Well, I'm sorry, but you have no chance to win. Why do you think that? Then Cell will split himself into 3 copies, and he will rush at Trunks, and Trunks will try to defend himself against Cell, but he is getting overpowered because Cell is using more power. So Trunks is knocked down, and Cell only multiplied himself because he thought that it would be fun to toss around Trunks. But now, playtime is over. Cell would use a gravity impact to send Trunks to the other Z fighters, and Krillin, Tien, and Yamcha will have to catch him. Cell would smile. Well, that was kind of disappointing, but whatever. He has 2 fights ahead of him. Next match is Vegeta vs Cell Jr. Vegeta will power up into Master Super Saiyan before the battle begins, with Vegeta and the Cell Jr. clashing, and they are actually very evenly matched. Vegeta is stronger than in canon, and around the same level as Master Super Saiyan Goku. This battle will be a drawn out and long one, but soon Vegeta will be able to come out on top and use the Final Flash to destroy the Cell Jr. Vegeta would look at Cell and smile, but Cell just closes his eyes. Now the next match is Frieza vs Piccolo, and the battle will begin with Frieza shooting death beams at Piccolo, but Piccolo was able to move out of the way and actually lands a hit on Frieza. Goku, Gohan, and Krillin would be shocked because they know that Frieza will not let anyone land a strike on him unless he is sure he can defeat them. But the attack from Piccolo actually hurts Frieza. Is Piccolo really that strong? Frieza will start to talk to Piccolo. That attack was quite impressive, Piccolo. You left me wide open for that punch, but that won't happen again. We will see about that. I have been training intensely ever since you came to work, so don't underestimate me, Frieza. Frieza would rush at Piccolo, and the two will clash, with Frieza and Piccolo being very evenly matched. But soon Frieza will be able to outsmart Piccolo and punch Piccolo in the stomach. Piccolo will spit out blood, and Frieza will kick Piccolo out of the arena, and wins. Now the next match is Goku vs Gohan. Father versus son. The two will clash, with them being very evenly matched. But over time, Gohan's power will be shown as he starts to beat down Goku. And to everyone's shock, Gohan sends Goku out of the arena and forces Goku to go back into base. Goku will smile at Gohan after the battle, telling Gohan that his power is amazing. Gohan will thank his father, but he believes that Goku was holding back, because he does not think that he is strong enough to contend with his father, let alone defeat him. But Goku assures Gohan that he is not weak, and his win is genuine, and he is sure that he'll be the one to defeat Cell if he uses his rage. Gohan after these words will nod, with the semifinals being Cell vs Gohan and Vegeta vs Frieza. The first battle will be Cell vs Gohan, but this time Gohan is not scared. He had a fight and talked with his father, and because of the outcome of the battle, he knows that he and Frieza will be the only ones who can defeat Cell. No offense to Vegeta, but he believes that his father is stronger than him. And from their small sparring match, his father and Frieza was very evenly matched, but Frieza was possibly holding back. Now the battle between Gohan and Cell will begin, with the battle going similar to Super Saiyan Goku vs Cell from canon, with them being very evenly matched. But this time Cell is actually using full power, and he isn't holding back like he was against Goku in this canon. So the fight is actually really close, and the battle will come to an end with one final kick, because that is the only thing that the two can do at the end of this battle. So Gohan and Cell would jump up for a kick, and Goku would be worried because he was in this situation before, and it could not go well for Gohan. But to his surprise, Gohan catches Cell's leg and breaks it, injuring Cell a lot. But Cell still has one leg, and he uses it to kick Gohan out of the arena and makes him go unconscious before he falls to the ground. Cell has won. And the next match is Vegeta vs Frieza. Vegeta will smile, telling Frieza that he will be happy to beat Frieza badly. Frieza would usually say something back, but Frieza just stays there silent. Ever since Frieza arrived on Earth, Vegeta was always out to get him. Why is that? Vegeta will begin to start saying the whole story, but Goku would yell at Vegeta to stop because he believes that if Frieza finds out about his past, he will remember everything and will turn evil again, and turn against everyone. But Cell, being annoyed because of Goku's yelling, just starts the match. And with that, Vegeta and Frieza begins to fight. Vegeta will go Master Super Saiyan and Frieza will power up. Vegeta and Frieza will watch at each other and will clash fists. Vegeta will try to punch Frieza, but Frieza will counter the attack with his own punch. But Vegeta will kick Frieza in the face. But then Frieza will grab the leg of Vegeta and slams him into the ground. Vegeta would hit Frieza with the Gallic gun, but Frieza would recover and blast Vegeta away. Vegeta will catch himself and will use a key sword and will rush at Frieza, but Frieza will counter with his tail. Then he will use his tail to battle, defending himself from the key sword. Soon Frieza will be able to break the sword and put his hands on Vegeta's chest, then sends him to the ground with with a Death Crasher. Vegeta would recover and will power up in Final Flash. Frieza would allow Vegeta to do so. But this is not because he is just being overconfident. He totally is, but Frieza is also trying to power up to his full power. And the one day of training Frieza had, he was not only trying to boost his base power, but he was trying to also perfect his 100% power. Frieza found out at the beginning of the training that his 100% power took stamina, so he trained to perfect his 100% power, and he uses that power now to go through the Final Flash. Vegeta will continue to yell, telling Frieza that he will die here today, but Frieza will go out of the Final Flash and slam into Vegeta. Vegeta's armor will break, and Vegeta will struggle to get up, and Frieza will land by Vegeta, also showing that he is injured, and he stumbles back a bit, but he catches himself. As Vegeta slowly gets up, Vegeta will heavily breathe, and Frieza will be shocked. Vegeta is too prideful. Even an attack like that didn't put him down. Vegeta should be even more injured than him, because he took a hit from Frieza's whole attack, while Frieza only took 7 damage trying to go through Vegeta's attack. Vegeta would try to use one last attack, but Frieza was able to trip Vegeta with his tail, so Vegeta would settle for a punch, and Frieza would throw a punch as well. The two would punch each other. Frieza would continue to stand while Vegeta lands on the ground, detransforming, making Frieza the winner of the match, meaning that the finals of this tournament is Frieza vs Cell. This loss Vegeta took from Frieza injures his pride even more. He thought that if he won against Frieza, it would make him finally accept that Frieza is on Earth, because he put out all of his anger beating Frieza down. But now he is even more enraged than he was before. But he'll have to put this in the back of his head right now, because Frieza vs Cell will now begin, with Frieza and Cell clashing. Cell will shoot multiple death beams at Frieza, but Frieza will move out of the way of all of the death beams and would say, "How dare you take my moves?" as he kicks Cell away. Cell will catch himself, splitting himself into 4 clones, rushing at Frieza. But to Cell's shock, Frieza does the same thanks to his Jar training to 4 clones, clashing with Cell's clones. Frieza will be able to beat down all of Cell's clones and slam Cell to the ground. The clones of Cell and Frieza will go back into them, and Cell will get back up, and Frieza will laugh. "Is there something wrong?" Frieza asks sarcastically. Cell will smile. "Oh no, I'm fine. How are you? I don't want something to go wrong with my plaything." Frieza and Cell will smile at each other before they clash once again. They'll clash blows multiple times, destroying the arena before they collide kicks. Cell will say, "So, you are still holding back. You are too, right? Why is that?" "I don't want to destroy the planet that has all these strong fighters so quickly." "Well, you are going to have a quick death because I will not be holding back." "Oh, so you would risk the planet you live on to kill me?" "No, unlike you, I can control my power, but killing you now does feel a little boring." "Fine, follow me." Frieza will blast off, going up into the air. "Where are you going? Our battle is not over yet." Frieza and Cell will blast up into the air, and the two will meet in space. "See, I knew it. Since you are a lesser version of me, you could also breathe in space." "Lesser version? How rude. I am not the lesser being you speak of. I am better than the real thing. Way more, actually." "How about you put your money where your mouth is, Cell?" Cell would power up as electricity surges around him, and a aura similar to a Super Saiyan appears. "So this is your full power," Frieza says, as he also powers up, bulking into his full power state. The two will clash once again, with a big explosion appearing. Everyone on Earth will only be able to sense Frieza and Cell's ki, and the explosions that will happen in space. Frieza will be sent back, but Frieza would be shocked as Cell smacks him with his tail, really pissing him off. "How dare you use the same fighting style as me?" The battle will continue, with them being very evenly matched. Cell will kick Frieza to the moon, but Frieza would recover and send Cell to Saturn. Frieza would use Death Beam, but they are countered by Cell's own. But then Frieza will send a large blast at Cell, but Cell would use a barrier to block the attack. But Cell's now getting tired. Frieza is as well, and has been taking more damage than Cell has. But Frieza and Cell will send one last attack at each other. Cell will use a Kamehameha, and Frieza will decide to also use a Kamehameha, the attack of the person who saved him. The two attacks will clash, with the attacks being pushed back to each other. But no one fully overpowered the other, until Frieza creates a small clone that will use his shrinking ability to go behind and kick Cell, distracting Cell, letting Frieza use a full power Kamehameha to destroy Cell. Frieza will fall back to the ground. on Earth, and everyone will cheer, but Vegeta will scoff. This angers him. Why is Frieza so kind? This rubs him the wrong way, so Vegeta decides to go back into space, and a 7-year time skip will begin. Years has passed since the Cell Saga. Everyone basically likes Frieza now, and welcomes him to Earth. And Frieza is enjoying his time on Earth, training with everyone. Goku, Gohan, Krillin, Tien, Yamcha, and Piccolo. He has small sparring sessions with them all. By the way, by training sessions, I mean small training sessions. Frieza don't even train an hour a day, not even 10 minutes a day. So Frieza does get stronger, but not as much as he did in Resurrection of F. But one day, out of the blue, a Frieza mothership appears, and someone appears out of the ship. A family member of Frieza's family, gone in Frieza's memory, King Code, Frieza's father. After Namek's explosion, King Code thought that Frieza died on Namek, but a few years back, some of King Code's men reported that they supposedly saw Frieza fight someone they didn't know. They don't know who this person was, but he was a green man, and after the battle, Frieza flew down to a planet called Earth. King Code would send one of his men to the planet so they can track down Frieza, and after some time, they return to King Code, telling him that Frieza is not only living on Earth, but is living with the Saiyan that supposedly defeated him on Namek. King Code would ask the soldier, why does he think the person is a Saiyan? And the soldier will reply, because he is not a normal Saiyan, he is a Super Saiyan. This would make King Code's eyes widen. My son is with a Super Saiyan? King Code will say questionably, that traitor. We are heading to Earth now. Back on Earth, Piccolo would see that he is being outclassed by everyone. Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Future Trunks, and Frieza. He does not want to be overshadowed by all of them. So Piccolo would get an idea. He can ask Kami to unlock his potential like Guru did for Gohan and Krillin on Namek. So Piccolo flies up to the lookout, meeting up with Kami. Since Cell didn't absorb any humans, Kami didn't watch over him. And all the events that happened after Cell absorbed Android 17 and 18 happened way too fast. Not Kami nor Piccolo would think of fusing. But now that Piccolo had some time to think, he knows he can get stronger. But before he goes with his plan, he tells Kami, because if he just does his plan without telling Kami, he would think of him as a threat, and the Z fighters will come after him. So Piccolo arrives on the lookout and tells Kami his plans. He wants Kami to unlock his potential, but Kami will tell Piccolo that he is unable to do that. Maybe if he had some kind of youth, he might be able to. So Piccolo would tell Kami that he expected this, so he had a backup plan. He wants to collect the Dragon Balls so that he can wish for his potential to be unlocked. Then he and Kami should fuse. Kami's age is starting to catch up with him, so Piccolo thinks that it's time for Kami to retire. Kami will sit there for a while before letting Piccolo collect the Dragon Balls to summon Shenron. Piccolo would do so, and he'll summon Shenron, and his one wish, since Dende isn't here yet, is to unlock his potential. Shenron will do so, and he'll also give Piccolo a little extra. After Piccolo gets his potential unlocked, he goes up to the lookout and meets up with Kami once again. Kami will say goodbye to Mr. Popo as he fuses into Piccolo. Piccolo's energy skyrockets. He is now even with Gohan, Frieza, and Goku, probably even a little stronger. Everyone, after sensing Piccolo's power, will be shocked and will be motivated to get stronger, except for Frieza. He is content with his power and really just enjoys saving Earth. And weirdly, Frieza starts enjoying protecting wildlife, even becoming a park ranger if you will. And Frieza not only gets money for Chi-Chi, since she was getting tired of him living with the Sun family rent-free, but he can also get away from the Sun family every now and again. Goku would always try to train with Frieza, and Gohan will always use Frieza to gain knowledge, and Chi-Chi would always yell at him for little things like putting dishes on the table instead of washing them, or not taking out the trash when it's his turn to do so. So becoming a park ranger is a good way to get away from the Sun family sometimes, even though sometimes Goku still goes all the way to Ranger Island to spar with Frieza. But this becomes less and less often because Chi-Chi ends up making Goku get a job as a farmer, and sometimes Frieza takes the animals for a walk, but sometimes runs to Goku's farm because an animal will run into Goku's farm at times and destroy it, making Goku and Frieza get into fights about it. Soon, King Code will start attacking Earth, and unknown to him, he starts by attacking an island his long-lost son is protecting. Frieza will notice this, and he'll go up to King Code and punches him in the face. King Code will be shocked to see Frieza. Frieza, what the hell are you doing on this planet? Come back to your army and rule the universe. Who the hell are you? How don't you know who I am? I am your father, King Cold. I don't have any other family. What? My family is on Earth with the Saiyan Goku and his family. You got to be kidding me. You live with a Saiyan? Yes, the Saiyans have really become more than even best friends. I consider them family. Saiyans? Family? King Cold punched Frieza, sending him down to the ground. King Cold was not sitting this whole time. He was finding Frieza. He had trained for a whole week, making sure that if his son was dead, that he will be able to kill the Super Saiyan. So this attack actually hurts Frieza, and he will be enraged. How dare this man come out of nowhere and attack him? He will pay. Frieza will power up into his full power form as he rushes at King Cold, and they will be fighting evenly matched, but King Cold is holding back, actually a good amount. This is just his second form, and he's still hiding his third, fourth, and a fifth form he has unlocked after his training. King Cold will tell this to Frieza, trying to pique his interest to get stronger to take back his title of strongest in the universe. But Frieza will tell King Cold that he doesn't care about being the strongest in the universe. He just wants to protect life. The Saiyan took him in like he was family, teaching him the values of life. Now he wants to protect life himself, mainly animals. He wants to stop animals from getting approached by the approachers or being abused by others. King Cold, hearing this, will be enraged. His son has become a goody two-shoes. He cannot let this slide. He will power up into a third form and would speed blitz Frieza, sending him flying back down to the ground on Monster Island. Some animals will try to help Frieza, but they can't do anything. King Cold will power up one last attack and send it towards Frieza. It's a shame. Really. You were really my favorite between you and your brother. I supposedly have a brother now? What is this? Yes, but soon you will be the brother who is dead. But before King Cold did anything, he is kicked away. Who has done this? King Cold yells. Bucchigiri, you okay, Frieza? Oh, and I thought I was just becoming a training dummy for you. What do you mean? You are way more than a training buddy. You are a friend, Frieza. Frieza would smile, thanking the person before he gets up. King Cold will laugh. Oh, so you must be the Saiyan who made my son into whatever this is. No worries, I can kill you and my son. Goku will tell King Cold that it will not be easy, as he powers up into not only a regular Super Saiyan, but his hair will spike up even more than a regular Super Saiyan, and electricity will surge around his body before becoming a Super Saiyan 2. King Cold will look shocked as Goku is looking up at King Cold. Frieza would just sit there, but then a split. Frieza is flooded with past events. Frieza taking over Planet Vegeta, ruling over Planet Vegeta, destroying the planet, taking in Raditz, Nappa, and Vegeta as soldiers, and events on Namek, and that faithful Super Saiyan that he saw years ago. He remembers everything. The same look King Cold's giving Goku, and the look Goku is giving King Cold. It reminds him all too well of that fateful day. But he does not know what to do with all this knowledge. Should he betray the Saiyan, or should he betray his father? But then Frieza will remember how made a fool of he felt by the Saiyan. He was the strongest in the universe, but the Saiyan made him feel like he was going to die on that day. Frieza's eyes will go bloodshot red. As he kicks the Saiyan, Goku will slam onto the ground, being shocked. Frieza, what was that for? I thought we were friends. Friends? I don't got friends. Goku will be shocked, even more shocked to hear this. Frieza will fly up, standing on a rock by King Cold. And I am definitely not friends with no damn monkey. Goku, hearing this, would find out what happened. So, you remembered what happened before the events on Namek. I won't say you are wrong, monkey. You are now joining your father. It's time to take back my empire. What about everything we've been through? How would Gohan or Goten feel? Frieza would be reluctant for a moment. Those memories on Earth, they're still in Frieza's mind. Please, don't give up on your life on Earth, Frieza. Do you even like your father? Did your father take you in and let you live with him even though you almost killed his family and killed his best friend? Frieza would also be reluctant to fight after remembering that. Even though he was an emperor and killed his friends, Goku was able to forgive him and didn't tell him that they were enemies. But Frieza will say that it doesn't matter. He will kill the Saiyan here and now. Goku will notice that Frieza is kind of reluctant. King Cold will notice this as well, but he sees that Frieza is willing to join him instead of the Saiyan. Goku would know that there is no use in persuading Frieza, but he knows that there is still little of the old Frieza in there. So if he is able to beat Frieza and King Cold, he will not kill Frieza, still wanting Frieza to go back to the good side. Goku would get into a fighting position as Frieza and King Cold rushes at Goku, and Goku will power up, trying to defeat King Cold and Frieza here and now. Goku powers up, telling Frieza and King Cold to rush at him, and they will do so. Goku and Super Saiyan 2 actually being able to counter Frieza and King Cold. Even though it's a 2 versus 1, thanks to Goku's martial arts abilities, he is able to counter Frieza and King Cold. But he is not doing this easily. He is struggling against King Cold and Frieza. And soon Goku is knocked down and is back in base. King Cold and Frieza would laugh. King Cold would want to finish off Goku, but Frieza will give an excuse on why Goku should be spared. He might want to join them in the future. King Cold will agree to this, but someone appears to kick King Cold away, and someone punches Frieza away. It's Piccolo and Gohan. Piccolo is in his ultimate form, and Gohan is in Super Saiyan 2. They will see that Frieza turned evil again, and they will ask, why after years of being on Earth, why would Frieza just turn around and go back to his evil ways? Frieza would laugh. Frieza would say, "Ha, my mind is so clear as ever. I am no Frieza of the planet Earth. I am Frieza, the Emperor of the Universe." Gohan will power up, telling Frieza that he knew it was a bad idea to let him stay on Earth. After all that my father had done for you, you just stab him in the back. Why? Because your father is back? You're trying to have some relationship with your father like I do with mine. But sorry to bust your bubble, but you're not going to have the same luxury that I have with my father with yours, because your father is a terrible emperor. You can forget about him and continue living on Earth. No, I'd rather this. I did appreciate my time on Earth, which is why I was going to spare Goku. But since you are now here, I don't mind getting my hands even more dirty. Gohan and Piccolo would join in, and King Cold would join in as Frieza will rush at Gohan and King Cold will rush at Piccolo. Gohan will continue to talk to Frieza, trying to turn him back to the good side. But Frieza would ignore Gohan's words, and this gets Gohan angry. Frieza was kind of becoming another brother to him. The whole 5 years Frieza has been on Earth. He can't believe that Frieza would betray everyone like this. Gohan would get kicked to the ground, but when he does, a big explosion would be seen in the air as Piccolo is sent to the ground. Gohan and Frieza would look up as they see King Cold, but he is different. He is in his final form. Cold would laugh, telling Piccolo that he was a strong fighter, but he stood no chance against the Emperor King Cold. Gohan will look at King Cold and Frieza, who is laughing. Then Gohan will look back at Piccolo and Goku. No. This can't be happening. His father and his mentor. No. His friend are both close to death. No. This can't happen. Why is this happening? He has to defeat Frieza and King Cold, but he needs more power. Gohan is angrier than ever, and he yells, with his hair not spiking up more, but instead, red and white electricity surges around Gohan before his hair goes white. Gohan's power will explode as Gohan unlocks the Beast transformation. Gohan would stare down Frieza and King Cold. Frieza would be shocked. Rage again. Frieza would have a flashback to the Cell games, where Goku told Gohan that he already surpassed him, and with his rage, there was no way he can lose. Back to the present, Frieza would think of leaving, but King Cold would already be rushing at Gohan, so Frieza would do the same. The three would clash, with Gohan actually being very evenly matched with the Frost Demons. And the Frost Demons would actually be shocked. They would not expect that Gohan would be their biggest challenge. But soon, Goku and Piccolo would wake up. Frieza, noticing this, would make a distraction to escape. He knows that with Goku and Piccolo teaming up with Gohan, they will not be able to defeat all three of them. So Frieza and King Cold quickly flies into space. And because the rest of the Frieza force is so weak, they would also be able to sneak into space. Gohan would fall to the ground, and Goku and Piccolo would bring him back to Mount Paozu, and they will explain everything to Chi-Chi. And to everyone's surprise, she is pissed. More than she ever been before. And well, yeah, her son is hurt, but Chi-Chi would yell, "How dare Frieza hurt her family after all they have done for him? They're the ones who put a roof over his head, and everything." And even more surprisingly, she requests training. She is not going to have Frieza get away with this. He made her waste too much money on him, just for him to turn around and try to kill her husband and son. And well, brother-in-law technically. I like to consider Piccolo like the uncle Raditz failed to be to Gohan. Okay, I'm getting a little off track. Now Chi-Chi and Goten starts to train with Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo. It would take some time to get Chi-Chi and Goten up in strength, but after a while, they get as strong as the other humans, with Goten being a little stronger. Out in space, Vegeta has been training a lot on multiple different planets. Vegeta trains on Yardrat. He trains on a planet called Metamor, even though he hates the stupid dance that they do. He believes the technique the people teaches him might be useful though, so he learns it. Vegeta also visits a planet called Vampa. When he arrives on the planet, all Vegeta sees is creatures, but he senses an incredible power on the planet, so he wonders what that was. But then Vegeta will see someone, and to his shock, it's a Saiyan, and his name is Paragus. At first, he would ask to get off of this planet, but after seeing who this is, he yells for Broly to attack, and Vegeta would be even more surprised as Broly goes to kick Vegeta, but he blocks the attack, but he is pushed back. Broly would continue to try and hit Vegeta, but Vegeta would move out of the way and kicks Broly. He would then send multiple ki blasts, but Broly would block the blast. This would leave Broly open for Vegeta to get up close and stop Broly by grabbing his hands and increasing his power so Broly will not escape. Now Vegeta would ask, who is he and why is he attacking? But Broly would just continue to yell. Paragus would laugh, telling Vegeta that it's futile to try and talk to Broly. With his power, Vegeta would die. Vegeta would scoff. Then he would tell Broly to shut up as he headbutts Broly and punches him away before powering up into Super Saiyan. Paragus would be shocked seeing this. No, Vegeta is a legendary Super Saiyan? Paragus would go to grab the color remote and would electrocute Broly. Vegeta would see this and would fly down, telling Paragus to stop. Paragus would stop, walking back, and then falls to the ground, dropping the remote. Vegeta would then break the remote. Paragus would yell no, but Vegeta would power down, telling Paragus to shut up. Paragus would ask Vegeta, what does he want? He wants to do what his father failed to do and kill them? Paragus would ask. Kill Broly, spare him. He will do anything Vegeta would want him to do. Just let him live. Vegeta, hearing Paragus give his own son's life instead of his own, would be enraged, punching Paragus in the gut, yelling at him for giving Broly's life. But after Vegeta calms down, he tells Paragus and Broly he was not here to kill them. He wanted to find what that large power was that he sensed on this planet, and that power, it looked like it was from Broly, and he now wants to train Broly. But Vegeta would also ask, why does Paragus hate him so much? And Paragus would tell Vegeta about what King Vegeta has done, and Vegeta, after hearing this, would be annoyed. Why is Paragus after him? It's his father. It's his father Paragus hates, and he's dead. Why is he trying to kill him? And Paragus would say that the sins of the father should be passed down to the son. And Vegeta would say that that's stupid. It's like saying because Paragus punched him, he should kill Broly. After hearing this, Paragus understands. Yeah, his plan was kind of dumb, and he actually apologizes to Vegeta. Vegeta would tell them that he can get them off of this planet, and they will agree. So Vegeta temporarily returns to Earth and tells Bulma about his new, partners. Bulma would greet them after they take a shower, and Bulma would be happy to give Paragus and Broly a house in West City. But in return for this kindness, Vegeta gets to train with Broly, and Broly agrees. So every now and again, Broly trains with Vegeta in space, because Vegeta is used to being in his gravity ship on a planet on top of the gravity ship is way better than training on Earth. Soon Broly does go berserk, and he goes Super Saiyan after Vegeta threatens Paragus and Broly. And Broly is actually a big challenge. Vegeta would use Super Saiyan 2, but he is not able to defeat Broly. So after being critically damaged by Broly, Vegeta remembers why he is getting stronger. Frieza's voice runs through his head before, snap. Vegeta powers up, his hair grows to a crazy length. An explosion would occur as Vegeta becomes a Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta would look at his hand, feeling that he got noticeably stronger. Vegeta would smile before he rushes and kicks Broly in the stomach. Vegeta and Broly would then clash, but Vegeta with his 4 times increase would be able to defeat Broly and return to Earth. Thanks to instant transmission, Bulma would probably have to build him a new gravity ship. Bulma would be kind of annoyed, but she does rebuild the ship, and during this time, Vegeta trains with Trunks and Broly, and even the Sun family. Vegeta would hear that Frieza betrayed them, and Vegeta would tell everyone they told them that Frieza is not somebody to be trusted, but Goku would protect Frieza, telling Vegeta that when he, Gohan, and Piccolo battled Frieza, he was kinda hesitant to fight. But Vegeta would ignore this, saying if he runs into Frieza, he will kill him. After some time, Vegeta does return to space, going to more planets, and he finds one planet, but this planet actually has a strong fighter on it. Actually, there are multiple people, but there is one noticeable than the rest. This fighter is Deborah. Yes, Babidi and Deborah would be in space because Babidi sensed that there was a lot of energy he and Deborah can get in space. And after finding out who the people that were giving Goth a lot of energy in space is, he drew them out here. These two people are Frieza and his family and Vegeta. During the time in space, King Cold and Frieza found Frieza's brother Cooler. After a battle, the teamwork between Final Form Frieza and King Cold was able to defeat Cooler, even when Cooler achieved his 5th form. King Cold does mention that he also found a 5th form, similar to Cooler, but he knows that he is way stronger than Cooler. King Cold would then request Cooler to join him and Frieza. He would tell Cooler a semi-lie, telling him that the Saiyans are after him and Frieza, and if they are after them, they are totally after Cooler as well. And Cooler would believe this, so he joins King Cold and Frieza. The two brothers would argue a lot, but since they know they're on the same side, they don't get into a full-on battle. Back to the present, Frieza's ship and Vegeta's are on different ends of the planet, so Yakan and Pupui would attack Frieza while Deborah attacks Vegeta, and Babidi is able to get into the minds of the Frieza family and Vegeta, and they have lots of hatred in their hearts. Vegeta wants to kill Frieza, and Frieza wants a rematch against Goku. King Cold wants to get rid of the Saiyans, and Cooler just wants to be stronger than his father and his brother. This would lead into all four of them turning into Majin, so Majin Frieza, Majin King Cold, Majin Cooler, and Majin Prince of Destruction Vegeta is born. The Frieza family would teleport to Earth, and Vegeta, sensing that Frieza is now on Earth, would teleport there as well. Goku and his family would exit their house in Mount Paozu and would be in shock to see Frieza's family with Vegeta. At this point, Goku and Gohan had surpassed the Super Saiyan 2 wall and have gotten Super Saiyan 3. Gohan was unable to transform into Beast after that time he did before, so Gohan decided to grow with Goku and Piccolo. And speaking of Piccolo, he still has Ultimate, but he has noticeably gotten stronger. He is only a little weaker than the Super Saiyan 3s right now. Vegeta and Frieza would look at each other before they clash. That Frieza and Vegeta would clash, while Goku and Piccolo are just trying to find out what is going on. But after a little, it's not too hard to realize what is going on, especially when two other people arrive at Mount Paozu, Babidi and Deborah, with Boo's egg. And with all of this power being released, Majin Buu is awakened, and Babidi tells him to attack. Well, before he does, he eats Deborah, but he does attack everyone. Goku and Gohan will power up into Super Saiyan 3, Goten will power up into Super Saiyan 2, Piccolo will go Ultimate, and Chi-Chi will power up. Even though she's not on the same level as the Saiyans at this point, Chi-Chi is the strongest human. Well, she was training with a Super Saiyan 3, Goku and Gohan, with a Super Saiyan 2, Goten, and the Ultimate Piccolo. It's safe to say that she would become the strongest human. King Cold and Cooler would also wonder what to do, but not wanting to team up with the Saiyans, or whatever the pink thing is. Actually, that's what Cooler says. King Cold would actually know what Majin Buu is, but he looks a bit different from what he remembers. Buu is way more powerful, but whatever. King Cold thinks with his new power and the Majin power-up, Buu would be a joke. And King Cold is actually right. He rushes at Majin Buu and hits him with multiple punches. But King Cold will continue to beat down Majin Buu. Buu does regenerate, but King Cold will continue to beat down Majin Buu. And he will send multiple blasts at the Majin, actually killing him. Babidi would be worried. All of his men is defeated, but King Cold would send a death beam through Babidi, killing him as well. Now King Cold looks at the Sun family, who are all powered up, and he rushes at them, followed by Cooler, who does the same thing. The Sun family will clash with King Cold and Cooler, while the Super Saiyan 3 Prince of Destruction Vegeta battles Frieza, and they are actually very evenly matched. Frieza did do training during his time with King Cold and Cooler, and from this training, he was able to get as strong as them. At their full power, back to the Sun family versus King Cold and Cooler, they actually separate, with Piccolo, Chi-Chi, and Goten battling Cooler, while Goku and Gohan battles King Cold. Chi-Chi and Goten is barely able to keep up with Cooler, and is quickly getting overpowered, but with the help of Piccolo, they're able to stay in the fight. And with Gohan and Goku versus King Cold, they're also doing well, even though they have less fighters. They both have Super Saiyan 3, but not a normal Super Saiyan 3. they have mastered the form, and Goku is able to work on Super Saiyan 3's ki control. And after some time, he had the right level of ki control to stack Kaioken with the form. Goku doesn't have as good ki control as he would have in a transformation like Super Saiyan Blue, so that would limit how much Goku is able to push the Kaioken. So right now, he is able to push the Kaioken 2x5. This does injure Goku's body a lot though, especially since Super Saiyan 3 is also unstable. Even though he's mastered it and is able to use it for long periods of time, it becomes even more unstable with the Kaioken. But this allows Goku and Gohan to fight King Cold and kinda surpass him. Back to Vegeta vs Frieza, they're clearly showing that they are tired out. But they still clash, with Vegeta trying to kill Frieza, and Frieza just trying to get through Vegeta to get to Goku, so that he can have his rematch. Frieza and Vegeta's battle will end with a final flash versus a Death Crasher. Then a large explosion would occur, then they will both land on the ground. They will then slowly get back up, going back to battling, but they are more tired than ever, not willing to give up, until one of them dies. Back to the Sun family versus King Cold and Cooler. Goku and Gohan will power up a father-son Kamehameha before sending it at King Cold, who is getting overpowered by them. The attack will almost hit King Cold, but then King Cold will laugh before an explosion happens. Before Gohan and Goku drops to the ground, they will look up to see King Cold in a Sith form. King Cold would laugh, saying that they stood no chance. So with them on the ground, he will go help Cooler, who also powers up into his fifth form, who pushes back Goten and Chi-Chi. Piccolo would try to do something against King Cold and Cooler, but they'll be able to defeat Piccolo as well. King Cold and Cooler will fly up into the air and power up a large attack, not caring if Frieza gets caught in the attack. Piccolo and Gohan would see this while trying to get up. They will look around them and sees Goku, Chi-Chi, and Goten on the ground. Gohan will remember seeing Goku and Piccolo on the floor before, but this time, it's his whole family. Even the 6-year-old Goten, he is only a kid. He has a whole life ahead of him. He cannot let Goten die. And Piccolo would feel similar. He has been growing close to the Sun family. They treated him like he was a part of their family, so he thinks he has to treat them the same way by staying up to the very end. Piccolo's aura will start going orange, and Gohan would start having red electricity surging around him, as his long hair turns into his Super Saiyan 2 hairstyle. Before his aura turns white, Gohan finally re-unlocked the Beast transformation, and Piccolo transforms finally into his orange form. After being pushed to his limits, the two will look at each other. They will nod as they rush at 5th form King Cold and Cooler, but Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo are even with the two, and is actually a little stronger. King Cold and Cooler would start to get desperate because of how overwhelming they feel. Gohan and Piccolo would punch the two into the air, before Cooler powers up into Supernova alongside his father King Cold. Gohan would power up a large Kamehameha, and Piccolo would actually do the same. It is not too hard to copy, but then they're backed up by Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who is stacking Kaioken times 5 on top of his Super Saiyan 3. Goten in his Super Saiyan 2, and Chi-Chi would also power up a Kamehameha. As they send the attack back at the father-son Supernova, the beam struggle will be evenly matched, and King Cold and Cooler would even push back the family Kamehameha, before Goku decides to screw it. Kaioken times 10, Goku yells, as the multiplier boosts the power of Goku's Kamehameha, leading to the Sun family pushing back King Cold and Cooler attacks, before King Cold and Cooler is consumed by the attack, and they are sent to the Sun. The Sun family will power down, being very exhausted, especially Goku after using Kaioken times 10 with Super Saiyan 3. Super Saiyan 3 does not have enough ki control to use Kaioken as good as Super Saiyan Blue, so Goku is just on the floor unconscious. Back to Vegeta and Frieza. Frieza just punched Vegeta into a mountain. Vegeta would get back up, yelling at Frieza, saying this is the end. Frieza would just look at Vegeta before Vegeta rushes at Frieza, and Frieza would also rush at Vegeta. Then Vegeta would use a up-close one-handed Galick Gun, while Frieza is using a up-close one-handed Death Buster. The two attacks would collide and send the Frost Demon and Saiyan back for the final time before they both go unconscious. Gohan, Piccolo, Goten, and Chi-Chi would wonder what to do with Frieza and Vegeta, but it looks like the Majin marks of Frieza and Vegeta is gone. Vegeta didn't really do anything wrong, so they won't do anything with him. But Frieza, they don't know what to do with him. They don't know what he would do. But Gohan will tell everyone they should not kill Frieza. He still views Frieza as a friend. He still wants to talk to Frieza. But Piccolo does not think that they should let Frieza stay free. And Gohan would agree. but they won't know what to do until Vegeta awakens. He had his rematch, and it's very clear that he and Frieza is equal. He got what he wanted. He didn't kill Frieza, but he learned that maybe it's a good thing he was not able to kill Frieza. Look how strong he has gotten, having Frieza as a motivator, even though he hates to admit it. After everything Frieza has done to him in the Saiyans, he also wants Frieza to stay, but they'll soon see a Frieza Force mothership try to escape. Damn, they forgot about them. Earth is kind of destroyed by the battles going on, but the Dragon Balls are still here, because the Earth didn't fully blow up. But lots of people have died because of the fights that went on. Multiple people could not withstand the multiple earthquakes the planet Earth had while the battles was going on. So a lot of souls are going to King Yama's Shagan Station, and it's kind of getting overwhelming for him. But we'll see that a little later. Back on Earth, Frieza would wake up, but he is tied up in an energy rope thing. When Vegeta said that he didn't want to kill Frieza before, he also told everyone that he had a way to turn his ki into anything. So we can turn his ki into a ki sword, for example, and Vegeta can turn it into weapons. But we'll also see some of that later. Frieza would try to break free from the ropes, but Gohan would say that it is no use. Frieza would say that when he gets out of this, he will blow up the planet. Gohan would sigh, knowing that this might take a while, but he sits by Frieza, telling him that he really felt like Frieza was becoming a part of his family. Like he was always there, and he appreciated it. First it was kind of weird having Frieza live with them, but he got used to it. He told Frieza that when he had to fight him, he barely felt like fighting. Like he did not view fighting Frieza as a good thing, which is why he lost in the first battle, before he unlocked a new level of power. After Frieza left Earth, he had to explain to his little brother Goten what happened, and he told Frieza that he was not happy. But he told Goten that the fight was just play, which made Frieza smile a bit. But Gohan would say that after the battle, everyone was almost beaten to death. That could have really affected Goten. Frieza would then show his soft side again, as he says that he'll have to make it up to Goten. And that makes Gohan smile, but he'll not forget all that Frieza has done. And Gohan would ask Frieza, why did he rejoin his father? He understands, yes, Frieza got his memories back, but that just does not make Frieza forget about everything on Earth. But Frieza would tell Gohan that he did not know what to do with himself. His father came back. He got back all of his memories. He thought that he could get a similar life that he had on Earth with his father, trying to get close to him, like how close he got with Goku. That's why he continued to stay with King Cold, and it kind of worked. And he thought that he was getting close to King Cold, but it was not the same. But he couldn't just rebel against King Cold, because he knew that King Cold could have just defeated him. So Frieza stayed with King Cold until they were controlled by Babidi. And the only thing that was on his mind was rematching Goku. But Vegeta also got taken over by Babidi, so it became fighting Vegeta. Now that King Cold is gone, Frieza would say that he noticed his foolishness, going back to how he was before, blowing up and taking over planets instead of helping life. But from now on, he'll start doing just that again. Gohan would smile before destroying the key ropes Vegeta put on Frieza before the two nod at each other. Now 3 years have passed since the Majin Rampage arc. Frieza is now back to his old self. He still knows that he was an emperor in the past, but Frieza doesn't think that being an emperor is fun. Yeah, being an emperor gave him a lot of money, but being a park ranger pays a lot more than selling planets. This is Dragon Ball, go with it. Frieza would also train every now and again with the Sun family and even Vegeta now. Piccolo would wonder how to get stronger. Yeah, he is probably stronger than Goku and Vegeta now, and is only a little weaker than Gohan, but he still wants to get stronger. He doesn't really have any transformations that he knows of. He is kinda stuck with his ultimate form. So Piccolo would go up to Dende and ask if there's a way to get stronger. And Dende would tell Piccolo that there is actually a way for him to get stronger. Since Dende is the guardian of Earth now, he does know of King Kai. So Dende would ask King Kai if it was okay if Piccolo could train with him. And King Kai would give Dende the okay. Piccolo would be confused, though he did train with King Kai before, so why would he train with him again? But this is when King Kai tells Piccolo that yes, he did train Piccolo before, but Piccolo did not learn the Kaioken technique, and Piccolo's eyes would widen. He forgot all about the Kaioken technique. Goku is really the only one who knows the technique, and barely uses it because it can mess up Goku's body. But Piccolo was a Namekian. His abilities could probably use the Kaioken technique way better than Goku. So with the permission of King Kai, Dende teleports Piccolo to Otherworld, and Piccolo heads down Snake Way. And before King Kai knew it, Piccolo reached his planet. Well, that was fast. But now King Kai teaches Piccolo the Kaioken. It doesn't really take Piccolo long to learn the Kaioken, But when he did, he was able to stack it to crazy height, with Piccolo's max of Kaioken in his base not being able to be multiplied, because Piccolo would just be pushing it so high. But with Piccolo's ultimate form, Piccolo would be able to use Kaioken times 100, and in Orange, Piccolo is able to push it 2 times 10. Piccolo basically got a Super Saiyan form on top of his orange form, and this would make him even with Beast Gohan. But Kaioken times 50 is not Piccolo's goal, just because now he can't learn anything else from King Kai, and he wants to learn something that does not just boost his attack. So King Kai will tell the Supreme Kai about Piccolo, and after Shin finds out that Piccolo is actually one of the people that defeated Majin Buu, King Koda and Cooler, he will agree to train Piccolo. So the Supreme Kai would teleport to King Kai's planet, and he will bring Piccolo to his planet. The Supreme Kai will introduce himself as Shin. Kibito would be angered that there is a mortal on the sacred planet, but after Shin tells Kibito who Piccolo was, he calms down. Now Piccolo does not pull out the Z-Sword, because the main reason Piccolo wants to train with the Kais was so he can learn new techniques. So Shin teaches Piccolo the arts of a Supreme Kai, starting with lots of meditation. But after that, Piccolo learns the Kai, how to create caution blocks, healing, and more. But now let's take some time away from Piccolo and go back to Otherworld, specifically in King Yama's check-in station. He is having lots of trouble with all the paperwork he is having, but he is able to get everything under control, still putting every soul where they need to go. But this causes some of his workers to get overworked, and not only thinking that his work is over, leaves the evil soul tank unchecked, and it explodes, and the evil souls take over the Oni, turning him into Janemba. King Yama would freak out, telling the Kais about this, and Piccolo alongside someone named Pikkon will go to try and defeat Janemba. After Piccolo finds a way to reach Janemba and tries to see if it's possible to reverse this, but after Janemba starts going wild, King Yama yells at Piccolo and Pikkon to just kill Janemba. The Oni soul would just get reborn anyway. Piccolo and Pikkon getting tired of King Yama's yelling at them, they rush at Janemba, with Piccolo using a light grenade and one being launched right back at him by the clone. But soon Piccolo would call Janemba a stupid mad child, and this would weaken Janemba, and Piccolo would see this and decide to finish off Janemba, powering up into orange and starting to punch Janemba. He punches him up into the air before punching him to the ground and powering up 2 blasts in his hand before flying down and hitting Janemba with the attack, creating a huge explosion. Piccolo would power down, thinking that it's all over, and Pikkon would be shocked. He was barely able to do anything, but whatever, he was able to get back into training then. But just as Pikkon says this, Janemba recovers, shrinking and becoming Super Janemba. Piccolo would be shocked, but would power up into orange, as Pikkon stands by his side, powering up back on Earth a portal to Otherworld for people from heaven and hell, and people like Raditz, Nappa, Cell, and more appears. But luckily, Frieza, Gohan, Chi-Chi, Goten, Trunks, and Vegeta would arrive. Let's quickly go over Trunks. I haven't really covered him in this What If, but this is because he is such a minor character in this story. Like, Goten is way more important than Trunks is. He had trained with Frieza and the Sun family, and he has unlocked Super Saiyan 2, but he is clearly weaker than Goten, but he is still strong in his own right. Frieza would notice the portal to Otherworld, and he will tell everyone that he will see what is going on in Otherworld, and the others will defeat everyone in the real world. Frieza will tell everyone to not kill anyone, because they're already dead, and they did not do anything wrong for them to get killed again. And Frieza tells Goten and Trunks to protect his island. The kids will agree as Frieza flies into the portal. When Frieza gets to Otherworld, he is also yelled at by King Yama, telling him since he wants to be in Otherworld, deal with Janemba. Frieza would yell back at Yama, asking, who the hell does he think he is, yelling at him like that? But he did come here to find out what is going on, so he'll go help Piccolo and Pikkon against Janemba. And with Frieza's help, they're actually able to do good against Janemba. Back on Earth, Goten and Trunks have to fight the likes of Raditz and Nappa, but they will not kill Raditz and Nappa. But they would show off that they can go Super Saiyan. But when Trunks shows off Super Saiyan 2 and Goten shows off Super Saiyan 3, Raditz and Nappa would easily be defeated. But Raditz noticed that Goten is a child of Kakarot. Raditz would turn sides. In hell, Raditz met his mother and father, and when he told them he died, they were mad at him, and they tell him the real reason why Kakarot was sent to Earth. So Raditz, as a kind of apology, he knows this is temporary, but he can at least do something, so he'll try to help the heroes as much as he can. Goku and seeing Raditz would try to fight again, but Goten tells Goku that Raditz wants to help Goku. Goku would see that Raditz is genuine, So Goku will power up into Super Saiyan as a brotherly duo fights off the Hell Fighters, and they are able to knock out lots of them. Soon Nappa will find himself with Vegeta, and he will show off his Super Saiyan form, but Vegeta will show off Super Saiyan 3, and once again, Nappa is knocked out. Back in Hell, Janemba is actually beating down everyone. Pikkon, Piccolo, nor Frieza will be able to do anything, but Piccolo would tell Frieza and Pikkon that he got a plan. They should distract Janemba, while Piccolo charges up a Macaco Sapo. That was the first time I said that. I think I said it correctly. Hopefully I did. Frieza would agree, splitting himself into 4 copies before they rush at Janemba, but he will be able to toss away all of the clones. Pikkon would jump in with a Hyper Tornado and a Thunder Flash, but Janemba would appear behind Frieza and blast him away before doing the same to Pikkon. Frieza would continue to make clones of himself, but Janemba would continue to defeat all of them until Frieza calls him an insect, and this would make Janemba flinch, and Frieza seeing this would laugh. "Oh, so that is your weakness," Frieza says, as he continues to call Janemba names, and this will distract Janemba for a long time, until Piccolo tells Frieza and Pikkon that the Macaco Casapo is done. So Frieza splits himself one last time, but his clones go giant, and they are able to hold down Janemba, and Piccolo would yell, "Macaco Casapo," and he will send the attack at Janemba, piercing through Janemba, before Piccolo uses an attack he created with the help of the Supreme Kai and Kabito. Piccolo calls it the Soul Punisher. Piccolo will send the attack at Janemba, and he will turn back into an Oni. And after seeing Frieza, Piccolo, and Pikkon, he runs away, as they smile. After this event, Yama would thank Frieza, Piccolo, and Pikkon. Frieza has done some evil things, but he has really changed. But now, Piccolo would Kai Frieza back to Earth. Then, he goes back to the Supreme Kai's world. And the Dragon Balls on Earth was summoned to bring everyone who was in another world back there. Raditz and the Sun family would have a beautiful goodbye, but before Raditz leaves, he sees Frieza. Raditz would have a shocked expression on his face before he leaves back to Hell. Dr. Gero would have saw everything that happened with Piccolo, Pikkon, and Frieza, and he will want to make a new android to defeat them all. Since Cell couldn't get the job done, this will take some time, but with the DNA of Janemba, who had multiple evil souls within him, Dr. Gero hopes this will work, and he starts creating Android 21. Years has passed since the Janemba saga, and the god of destruction, Lord Beerus, would wake up, and he still dreamed of a Super Saiyan god. But Beerus also dreamed of someone with golden kind of form. He doesn't know who this is, but he looks like King Cold? Wait, no. Not King Cold. Frieza? Beerus would wake up and would ask Whis if there are still Saiyans alive, and asks if there's any of Frieza's kind still alive as well. Whis will look into his staff, and he says that yes, quite a few Saiyans and Frieza race are still alive, but the majority of them lives on Earth. So Beerus would tell Whis to bring him to Earth. And that is what Whis does. And back on Earth, Frieza is back to training. He didn't train intensely, but he started training a lot more, like he did before in the Cell Saga. And kind of like how Frieza trained in the Resurrection of Veth arc, he sees the Saiyan Super Saiyan 3 form and Piccolo's orange form, but he doesn't have a form of his own that powers himself up. It's just been his base form really, which is his 4th form, or his full power form. But he doesn't really have a form that shows that he's noticeably changed. A new level of power, would you say, that will push him above all the rest. So Frieza starts to train similar to the Saiyans. In just 2 months, a few days before Beerus shows up on Earth, Frieza surpasses his limit and unlocks his golden form. And with this transformation, Frieza quickly surpasses all of the Saiyans in Namekian. But soon Beerus would arrive on Earth, and at Bulma's birthday party, Vegeta and Frieza would see Beerus and would know what to do, as they both try to please Beerus. But soon, the talk of the Super Saiyan God and Golden Form comes up. Frieza does tell Beerus that he does have this golden form, and Beerus would want to fight Frieza, but the Saiyans would want to know about the Super Saiyan God. So Goku would steal the Dragon Balls from Bulma, and Shenron is summoned, and he will tell everyone about the Super Saiyan God. So the Saiyans will gather hands, but like canon, they don't have enough Saiyans, until Videl says that she is pregnant, and the Saiyans will do the ritual again, and Goku will become the first Super Saiyan God. Beerus will smile at Goku, and Frieza will get into a fighting position, as Beerus says that they can now fight. So Frieza powers up into his golden form, and Frieza is kind of excited, being able to use this golden form for the first time in a real battle. The battle will begin, and Frieza and Goku is actually able to dance damage Beerus somewhat in the first half of the battle. Thanks to Frieza's golden form, Goku in his Super Saiyan God form is at the same level as it is in canon, or maybe a little stronger because of the different boost saga that happened. And having a training partner like Frieza, actually that's a lie. He would definitely be stronger. But that doesn't matter because Goku and Frieza would not be able to defeat Beerus, even though he uses way more power than he did before, when he was only fighting Goku in canon. But now Beerus was very impressed with the power Goku and Frieza showed off, so he would like Goku and Frieza to train on his planet. Frieza would not want to train hard like Goku, but he feels like he has to impress Beerus or else he would get erased. But Goku would tell Frieza that Beerus is looking for a rival. He doesn't say when he wants a rival, he just wants one, so Frieza could take as long as he wants to take. Frieza would smile, thanking Goku, before Whis says that it looks like it's time to go back to Beerus' planet, and Goku and Frieza would go behind Whis, but surprisingly, Vegeta and Gohan would ask to go to Beerus' planet as well. Gohan doesn't really have that much of a reason, except that he wants to get stronger. He wants to get his beast form under control, and he thinks training with Whis will be the best way to do so, and he doesn't have to worry about going back to Earth when he wants to, because Piccolo could just take him back thanks to the Kai Kai. Vegeta also wants to train on Beerus' planet because it's Vegeta, and Piccolo is actually even with the other Saiyans. He does not want to be left in the dust. Beerus would be hesitant to have all these people on his planet, but having another Super Saiyan God would be interesting, and Gohan is a half-breed Saiyan, so training him might be interesting. And Piccolo was quite strong for a Namekian. He is actually the strongest Namekian in history, behind Zalima, creator of the Super Dragon Balls. Piccolo would be interested to hear about Zalima and the Super Dragon Balls. The Supreme Kai told him about it before, but he never knew that a Namekian created them. He thought that Zeno created them or something. Yes, Piccolo also knows about Zeno. He actually has a lot of information about the universe, thanks to being kind of a apprentice Kai. But before they leave, one more Saiyan steps up. It's Broly, also acting the train, and this kinda surprises Vegeta. Broly says he won't really have a training partner if everyone leaves. But Beerus is already hesitant to have 5 people he is having train on his planet, so he will quickly say no, as the 7 leave, leaving Broly saddened. But he will be determined to show how strong he is to Beerus. So Broly decided to train with everyone on Earth, starting with Master Roshi, who teaches him the Turtle Hermit way. Broly would also get a new gi because of his training. Broly would actually speed through Master Roshi's training, and he quickly goes to train at Tien's dojo. But Broly finds out that Tien's training is not his type of training. So Tien points Broly to Kami's lookout. So Broly flies to Kami's lookout, and Broly asks to train with Mr. Popo and Dende. They'll agree to train Broly. So Broly does the training Kid Goku went through and learns the Namekian fighting style. But Broly mainly meditates. He can't really control his Akari Super Saiyan or a full power Super Saiyan form, so meditation would really help. Dende and Broly would even meditate in the time chamber, and Broly would be able to get his Akari and even Super Saiyan form under control. But the full power Super Saiyan form is still a little too much to control. On Beerus' planet, everyone there gets way stronger except for Frieza, who doesn't train that much. Beerus sometimes get annoyed that Frieza is just sitting there most of the time, but Frieza would tell Beerus that he wanted him to be here when he said that he was fine with his power for right now. So he will battle everyone on the planet once a day, and he'll get his training for a day done. Beerus would notice that Frieza's potential is kind of crazy, so he will allow Frieza not to train much on his planet. In the time Goku and Vegeta was on the planet, they would be able to get Super Saiyan Blue, thanks to Piccolo, Gohan, and Frieza suggesting to combine the Super Saiyan form with the Super Saiyan God form. The God form is a different path from the regular Super Saiyan form, and to Goku and Vegeta's shock, it actually works, and Goku and Vegeta would achieve the Super Saiyan Blue form. Gohan would also be able to get on this level thanks to his potential, and Piccolo is also, and Frieza is still a little ahead. So Whis' training for these 5 is actually very helpful. But let's pan away from the main characters and go to people who were blasted to the sun in the Majin Rampage saga. Now they have escaped from the sun and was actually picked up by the Big Eddie Star, and thanks to them, King Cold and Cooler has gotten way stronger and even got new forms, Metal Cooler and Diamond King Cold. The two would want revenge against the Saiyans for their defeat, so they will go to Earth where they once again start destroying things and blowing up cities. But luckily Broly is there and he stops the cities from being destroyed by approaching King Cold and Cooler. The two will laugh seeing another Saiyan, but Broly would not be here to talk, as he powers up into his Akari form. As he rushes at King Cold and Cooler, Cooler would decide to step back and let King Cold battle Broly, because Cooler has someone else he wants to fight, his brother Frieza. Cooler would try to use instant transmission, but Frieza, Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, and Piccolo would be so far from Earth that he cannot sense them. But the 5 100% feels King Cold and Cooler, and they'll all use instant transmission or Kai Kai to teleport to the planet. And yeah, since Gohan is training with so many people with Yardra techniques, Gohan decides to learn them as well. Piccolo wouldn't learn any because with Piccolo's Kai training, he can replicate them all. Well, except for Force Spirit Vision. 5 will arrive on the planet and would see Broly battle King Cold, and Cooler just sitting there waiting. Cooler, seeing Frieza and the others, will smile. So Frieza, you finally revealed yourself. It looks like you got a new form, correct? Well, you're not the only one who's gained more power. Frieza will tell everyone to stand back. His pride will not allow Goku or anyone else to step into this battle. This is his fight and his fight alone. In this fight, he will kill his brother. And he is not like Goku. He still has some of his old self. Cooler would power up, and Frieza would do the same. As his skin turns golden alongside his aura, Frieza would yell, showing off his brand new golden form. Cooler and Frieza would rush at each other as they both clash. Cooler and Frieza would battle around the world, and they will be evenly matched, with Frieza being got an advantage with his strength and techniques, but Cooler would have the advantage with speed and durability, because Cooler is basically immortal, because nobody noticed the core of Cooler and King Cold's core. So the Z Fighters will think that Metal Cooler and Diamond King Cold they see right now is the only threat. So Broly would struggle against King Cold, with King Cold outclassing him with speed, durability, and IQ. But the only thing that puts Broly ahead is his rage. And this whole fight, Broly was using his Akari form. He's not transformed into Super Saiyan yet, and Broly does transform now to get the upper hand against King Cold, and Broly would be able to destroy King Cold with a punch, going through King Cold, and Broly would blast him with a large energy blast. But to Broly's surprise, on a cliff is multiple more and stronger Platinum King Cold. Goku and Vegeta, seeing this, would power up into Super Saiyan Blue, being excited because they'll finally be able to have a battle. They wanted to battle Cooler, but battling King Cold would have to do. The Blue Saiyans will rush at the multiple clones of King Cold, and Frieza will continue fighting Cooler, until Frieza was finally able to overpower Cooler and finish him off with a last Emperor. Cooler would be destroyed, and Frieza would smile, but to Frieza's shock, he is kicked into a mountain. It's Cooler again. Frieza would look to see Cooler, then he will look behind Cooler and sees multiple metal Coolers. Frieza would smile at this, powering up into his golden form. Gohan and Piccolo would also jump in, powering up into their orange and beast forms. As they rush to the other Cooler clones, Frieza would be confused, so there must be something else going on, Frieza says to himself. Another Cooler clone would rush at Frieza, but Frieza would block Cooler's attack with his arm. "What is your secret?" Frieza asks. "Like I will tell you," Cooler replies. Frieza would fly into the air and splits himself into 3 before using his Great Death Beam cage to stop some of the Cooler clones in place, as the real Frieza looks for the source of Cooler's resurrection. But multiple Cooler clones would attack Frieza, and Frieza would get an idea. Maybe if he could make Cooler get cocky, Cooler would bring Frieza to the source of himself. So Frieza would power up, but then powers down. But not because he wasn't able to handle his golden form, but instead this was on purpose, cause now Cooler thinks that Frieza ran out of tricks, as he beats down Frieza, and soon Frieza finds himself in the Big Yeti Star, because Cooler would want Frieza's energy. King Cold and Cooler would show their true selves to Frieza, as they tell him this is the end, but Frieza would smile, telling Cooler and King Cold that they underestimated him, because he powered down on purpose. He knew Cooler would get overconfident, and now it will cost him, as Frieza yells, breaking Cooler and King Cold's wires. Frieza would look at the cores as they rush at Frieza, as the wires rush at Frieza, and Frieza would power up and attack. Before an explosion occurs, when the smoke clears, Frieza would fly down to Earth and base, and all the King Cold and Cooler clones will explode. Now the day is saved and everyone will celebrate as the Cold family arc comes to an end, and the Universe 6 tournament will begin, with Goku having to create a team for the tournament so Goku gets himself and Vegeta. Beerus would still get Monaka, because sadly I don't have a reason why Monaka won't be here. And come on, how long has it been since Monaka has been in one of my what ifs? Actually, I think this is the first time. Anyways, the last two members was Frieza and Broly. Piccolo would take care of Pan, and Gohan would have an interview. Yeah, those are shit reasonings, but hey, I barely used Broly in this scenario, so let's give him some screen time. Now with the team set, the Universe 6 tournament will begin, with Broly going first against Botamo, and this battle will kinda be a weird one, because Broly is a brute, and Botamo is, well, bubblegum. So at first, Broly would struggle against Botamo, but soon Broly would just punch Botamo multiple times, and one of Broly's punches would sling Botamo out of the arena. Broly would be confused, but that's what Botamo gets for being a one-trick pony. Now, Broly would face off against Frost, but Frost would be able to poison Broly, and Frost will eliminate Broly. This would shock everyone, and Beerus would yell at Broly for being eliminated, and not showing off his Akari or Super Saiyan form. But Frieza would stop Beerus, telling him that there is something else going on. This Frost person is the Universe 6 version of him, after all. He will jump down to be the next fighter, and the battle will begin, with Frost trying to poison Frieza. But Frieza will be as brutal as possible to teach Frost a lesson, as he kicks Frost. As Frost is sent flying, Frost will fly down, but Frieza would punch Frost's leg, breaking it. Frost would yell, and Goku would yell at Frieza to not kill Frost, but Frieza would tell Goku to shut up. Frost is a part of his race, so that means that Frost can handle a lot, and a few broken limbs will be nothing. So Frieza powers up. Frieza would reveal his golden form. Frost would be worried as he rushes at Frieza, continuing to stick out his arm to hit Frieza with the poison needle. Frieza would grab Frost's arm and breaks it. Frieza would speak into Frost's ear, telling Frost he is a part of his race, so he knows all of Frost's tricks. Frieza would tell Frost, yeah, he might be a good guy now, but his personality and memories are the same, and he used to be way more evil than Frost claims to be. Frieza would break a few more limbs for fun before Frieza kicks Frost off of the arena. Now Broly is let back in because it is obvious that Frost was cheating, since Frieza pointed it out. But Frieza would not be interested in fighting the next two fighters, so he allows Broly to take his spot. The announcer would try to disqualify Frieza, but Beerus would threaten to destroy the announcer if he tries to eliminate Frieza, and Champa won't do anything about it, because even though Frieza destroyed Frost, Champa would not think that Frieza can defeat Hit, so Frieza would swap with Broly, who fights Mogeta, and in base, Broly would have some difficulty because of Mogeta being a metal man, and because Broly is a gentle person, he will not insult Mogeta, so Broly would power up into Kakarot as he is finally able to lift up Mogeta, and Broly would go up into the air and would power up a Planet Crusher as he sends the attack at Mogeta. The Metal Man would try to hold it off, but Mogeta would not be able to, as it is sent out of the arena. The next person up is Kaba. Broly would be shocked to see another Saiyan, but because he doesn't know a lot about the Saiyans himself, he is not really a teacher type. Broly would eliminate Kaba, so Broly would face off against the last warrior of Universe 6, the legendary assassin of Universe 6, Hit. Broly would smile, powering up into his Super Saiyan form, as he rushes at him, but Broly would be shocked, as he is hit, but Broly does not know what happened. Broly would look at Hit, with Hit just having his hands in his pocket. Broly would yell, as he rushes at Hit, but just like before, he is not able to do anything against the assassin. But that does not mean that Broly would just be eliminated without putting up a fight. Broly would decide to screw it, and power up into his legendary Super Saiyan form. He would not care if he loses control. Hit is strong enough to handle this kind of power. Broly would rush at Hit, and Hit would try to set up his time skip. But to Hit's surprise, Broly is able to break Hit's time skip, and he is able to grab Hit by the face and slam him into the ground. Hit would be shocked. What happened? But Broly would kick Hit into the air. Hit would try to use his time skip once again, but Broly would continue to break through it, beating him down, until Hit is sent off of the arena. No, Broly doesn't know about Hit's time skip, but Broly in his full power Super Saiyan state will be stronger than Hit, and taking Cal, Goku was able to defeat Hit in the manga. Super Saiyan Blue was stronger than Hit, so he was able to defeat Hit, and the same thing will happen to Broly here. Now Broly will go on a rampage, but Broly would actually get control of himself before he did so, as he powers down, back to base. Now Goku befriends Zeno, like canon, and Beerus survives Champa Zerv, and we will get into the next arc, which you guys might think will be the Broly Black arc. And normally you would be correct, but I want to do something different. Instead of Zamasu taking a Saiyan's body, he would take a mutant's body. Frieza did barely fight in a tournament, but Broly struggled way more, and Frieza has God Ki, while Broly doesn't, and Frieza destroyed his opponent, so Zamasu thinks that Frieza is the stronger of the two. So the next arc will be the Frieza Black arc. But in the future timeline, Trunks would be running from an unknown threat that killed his mother. He was revealed to be Frieza Black. Once Trunks sees Frieza, he is enraged, as he powers up into Super Saiyan 2 and tries to battle Frieza Black, and he does actually land a few blows, but that wasn't enough to kill him, and Trunks has to go back in time. Once Trunks goes to the main timeline, he yells that everyone shouldn't have trusted Frieza. Everyone will be confused. What is Trunks talking about? But Trunks would say, in the future, Frieza will betray everyone again. But after hearing this, everyone will be even more confused. What is Trunks talking about? Frieza is dead in his timeline, and Frieza never turned good there. But Trunks would continue. Frieza is attacking this timeline, and he believes it could be this Frieza. Everyone will be reluctant to hear it. Why would Frieza just suddenly do that? And how would it be possible that he is attacking Trunks' timeline? Like, how did he get there? Trunks doesn't know, but he is almost certain it's this Frieza. And little by little, all of the Z fighters will have a feeling that it is their Frieza. This isn't the first time he has betrayed everyone, but surprisingly, Vegeta would be the one to tell Trunks that it could have been Frieza, because Trunks was hurt, yes, but Frieza tortures his opponents before letting them go, even if he needed them alive. Vegeta would look back on how Frieza would torture some of his army if they do a mission wrong, and they will be heavily injured before being put in a healing tank or killed. So this person has to be an imposter. So Vegeta would want to find out who this imposter is, but Vegeta would also want to show Trunks that this imposter can't be Frieza. So Vegeta brings Trunks to Frieza, and Frieza, seeing Vegeta on his island, would ask, what is he doing here? But then Frieza would lock eyes with Trunks. In this timeline, Frieza was not killed by Trunks, obviously, or even really fought Trunks, though Trunks really wanted to kill Frieza, since his timeline went the same, but when he did, Goku and the others stopped him. Back to the present, why are the father and son duel here? And Vegeta would say that he wants Frieza to fight Trunks, and Frieza would agree. But before the fight, Frieza would want to see Trunks' full power. Trunks would be confused, but he powers up into Super Saiyan 2 and shows his full power. Frieza would then power up, but stays in his final form, and is holding back, and Trunks would think that this is Frieza's full power, since he doesn't know about Golden Frieza. The battle between Trunks and Frieza would start, with Trunks and Frieza at the same level of power, and Trunks would notice that something is really wrong, because if this Frieza was Frieza Black, Frieza would use way more power to put fear in Trunks, and during the battle, Frieza would even defend the animals, stopping the battle to make sure that the animals escape. So Trunks would call off the fight. Okay, he knows that Frieza is not Frieza Black, but Frieza would ask the father and son, who is this Frieza Black? And Vegeta would tell Frieza about Frieza Black, and Frieza will be enraged to hear that there is an imposter. He will kill this imposter for impersonating him. There is only one Frieza, the protector of Earth. Vegeta would turn away at this comment, and while this is happening, at Capsule Corp, Frieza Black would appear, and Goku would yell at Frieza Black, saying, why would Frieza do this? And Frieza Black would laugh, saying that he is supposed to be the Emperor of the universe, and he is just doing his job, becoming Emperor of every timeline in the universe. Goku would tell Frieza Black that he will not have his way, because he will be defeated here and now. Goku's hair would spike up as he powers up into Super Saiyan 2. Piccolo would ask Goku if he would be better off using his Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue form against Frieza, because Goku does know that Frieza does have his golden form. But Goku would tell Piccolo that he got this as he rushes at Frieza Black. The battle will begin with Frieza and Goku being evenly matched, as Frieza, Vegeta, and Trunks goes back to Capsule Corp thanks to instant transmission, and Piccolo would be shocked to see Vegeta and Trunks with Frieza, because he still thought that Frieza Black was actually Frieza, and Frieza actually sees Frieza Black, and is even more enraged. How dare this insect put those clothes on his body? No offense to Goku, but those clothes does not look good on him. The battle would continue with Goku going Super Saiyan God, and Frieza Black would go back to the future, and Goku would be confused, asking what happened, and Beerus and Whis would notice that Frieza Black's ki was similar to Zamasu's. So Beerus and Whis would go to Universe 10, while Goku, Vegeta, Frieza, and Trunks goes back in time, because the time machine was not destroyed. So the four would go back in time. Piccolo and even Gohan would want to help, but the time machine does not have the space for them to go. So the four warriors will go to the future, and after a while, Vegeta alerts Frieza Black. The imposter will reveal himself, and Vegeta would power up into Super Saiyan Blue, telling Frieza Black that he will defeat him, and Frieza Black would smile, saying that he won't mind fighting an appetizer. Vegeta would be enraged at this remark, as he rushes at Frieza Black, and they have their battle. Frieza Black would show off his golden form, and he stabs Vegeta as Vegeta falls to the ground, and Frieza would look intensely at Frieza Black, seeing that he knows that he has a golden form. Frieza would power up into his own golden form as he rushes at Frieza Black. Goku and Trunks would power up into Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan 2, respectively, as they also rush at Frieza Black. But Zamasu arrives, distracting Goku and Trunks, and he goes to fight them. Frieza would be beaten down by Frieza Black, and Goku and Trunks would be beaten down by Zamasu and Frieza Black once he knocks Frieza to the ground. The present warriors would barely be saved by Vegeta after the Zamasus uses a combined attack. Vegeta would fly to the ground, and Frieza would know that everyone needs to escape. So Frieza puts most of his power into a clone to distract Frieza Black and Zamasu. Thanks to Frieza's durability, his clone is able to last long enough for the present warriors and Trunks to escape. Once they get back to the main timeline, Frieza will be enraged at his loss. He will not expect this, and Vegeta wanted to get stronger. Also, Gohan and Piccolo, seeing the four warriors struggle against the Freeza Imposter, they will say that they'll have to help, and Frieza's clone could hold on for a while against the Zamasus. So Vegeta, Goku, Trunks, and Frieza would decide to go into the room of spirit in time. Goku and Trunks would go in for a couple of years, while Vegeta and Frieza spends a whole 10 years in the time chamber. In that time in the time chamber, Trunks was able to get God Ki and get Super Saiyan God, while Frieza has obtained a new form, but we won't see it just yet. Now with the time machine being made bigger by Bulma, Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, Frieza, Gohan, Piccolo, and Bulma goes back in time. And while Bulma helps the survivors, the fighters will go to fight Frieza Black and Zamasu. Piccolo and Gohan would battle Zamasu, and Frieza would want to battle his imposter with his new form. Frieza Black would laugh, asking if Frieza really thinks he is able to defeat him. When they battled last time, it was not able to last long, and he was defeated, even when Frieza had help. Frieza would say that that might be the case, but has Frieza Black heard of Black Frieza? Frieza Black would be shocked as Frieza goes into golden and continues to charge up. Frieza's Zora would turn from gold to black as his skin breaks. Frieza Black would be shocked as he sees the power of Frieza in front of him. Now before we get into the battle, I know it will be confusing to keep up with these two Friezas having black in their name. And just remember, if I say black before Frieza, it's Presence Frieza. And if I say Frieza Black, it's Zamasu. Now the battle will begin with Frieza shooting a death beam at Frieza Black, and Frieza Black would barely be able to block the attack. Frieza Black would try to rush at Frieza, but Frieza blocks the attack, and Frieza will kick Frieza Black in the stomach before uppercutting him into the air. Frieza Black will power up a super sudden blast, but Black Frieza would smile as he sends a blast of his own at Frieza Black. That counters the attack and hits Frieza Black. Frieza would rush at Frieza Black, with Frieza Black powering up an attack, and Frieza will power up a Last Emperor. The two will clash up close, and Frieza Black will end up on the ground, as Frieza Black looks down at himself, and Frieza would not waste time. Frieza will power up a final Last Emperor attack, as he sends the attack at Frieza Black, and with this attack, Frieza Black would be killed. Back to Piccolo and Gohan vs Zamasu. Piccolo will beat down Zamasu until he is unconscious. He would then yell Mafuba as he seals Zamasu into the Mafuba jar. Now the day is saved, and the Mafuba jar is given to Trunks before everyone returns to the main timeline, and Trunks goes back to his timeline. Now we will go into a period of peace, but not for long. as down in hell, Dr. Gero would create a new android with the model of Janemba, but this Janemba is a different color and is called Android 21. But for the sake of the what if, we can call this Janemba Black. And now his rampage on the other world continues. Following the Freeza Black arc, we have a few months of peace, but an old villain attacks. But they have some upgrades thanks to the Dr. Android 20, also known as Dr. Gero, and the Wizard Bobbity. Yes, the villain is Android 21, or Black Janemba. This is the birth of a new arc, which could be called actually a few different names. Okay, Lightning Ground, listing what arc it can be called. The Black Janemba arc, The Revenge of Dr. Gero, the Janemba Rampage. Okay, I'm done. Janemba Black is born, and his rampage continues in Otherworld, but his power is increased thanks to his android enhancements and Majin boost, thanks to Bobbity, as well as some installments thanks to Dr. Gero, like energy absorption and some more. And all of Janemba's abilities he had before is enhanced. Janemba will attack Otherworld with multiple fighters trying to defeat this threat, but they are just defeated and killed by Janemba. And because these are Otherworld fighters who are already dead, they will cease to exist. So Janemba will be a big problem, and way more of one from before. Because with Janemba's increased power, Janemba would be able to make multiple portals to different parts of the universe. Otherworld, Living World, and of course Hell. But these portals don't stop there. These portals can reach the Supreme Kai's world, and even Beerus' planet. On Beerus' planet, the 5 fighters on the planet, Goku, Vegeta, Frieza, Gohan, and Piccolo, would see the portal, and would be confused. What is this? On the Supreme Kai's world, the Kai's acts the same thing, and everyone on Earth would be worried as they see a portal in the sky. Janemba in Hell would laugh as he splits into 5 clones, with 4 of them going through these portals. Janemba would then laugh as the portals appear everywhere around the universe. On Beerus' planet, a clone of Janemba Black will appear, and the 5 warriors would be shocked to see Janemba. They will wonder why Janemba is here, and how they thought that they killed Janemba. But they will power into their most powerful transformations: Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, Blue Evolve, Orange, Beast, and Black, before they all rush at this Janemba clone, and they will struggle a bit before the Janemba clone is destroyed. The 5 warriors would not believe it was that easy to kill Janemba. There has to be something else going on. So Vegeta asks Whis to look into a staff to see what is going on, and Whis will do so before saying not good, as Whis says there are multiple Janembas going through different portals. This will confirm the warrior speculation that there is something else going on. And as the 5 turn around, the portal leading to Beerus' planet is still open, so the portal might lead to the real Janemba. So without any reluctance, the 5 go through the portal, and since Beerus is curious to find out what is going on, he and Whis will go as well. When they go through the portal, they'll see that they are in Hell, but there are portals everywhere, leading to different areas in the universe: Earth, the Supreme Kai's world, and Otherworld, to name a few. So this will mean that the 5 will have to split up. So Goku decides to stay in Hell, while Piccolo goes to Earth, Frieza goes to Namek, Gohan goes to the Supreme Kai's world, and Vegeta goes to Otherworld. On Namek, multiple Namekians will be attacked by Janemba, with even a ultimate Namekian warrior falling to the demon. The Namekian warrior will be on a back burner, close to death, as Janemba uses a dimensional clash as a descent at the Namekian warrior. But Frieza powers up into Golden, as he moves fast enough to get between Janemba's attack and the ultimate Namekian warrior, as Frieza puts out one finger and counters all the dimensional blast sent at him. Janemba will be shocked as Frieza stands in front of the ultimate Namekian warrior. It's not nice to treat an old friend like that. Janemba would yell at this, and all the Namekians will be shocked as they see Frieza, and Mori is not happy to see Frieza at all. "You are not welcome on this planet," the Namekian says. "Oh, don't worry, I don't plan on just staying. I just want to defeat Janemba. I'll leave right after I do." So Mori will try to read Frieza's mind, and Mori will find out that Frieza is telling the truth. "Why would a turret like you defend our planet? Isn't it obvious for you, Namekian? I let you read my mind. I simply don't like conquering planets anymore. I instead like treating the creatures on planet Earth, and the other creatures that Beerus let him keep on his planet. Planet Earth has taught me another life outside of destruction, and because of that, I aim to protect that, and make the Earth's environment a better place. Mori will understand, and would trust Frieza, but Janemba would be tired of waiting, as he rushes at Frieza, but the Emperor was able to dodge out of the way. Frieza would tell the Namekian that they better help by hiding in their villages, and keeping the Dragon Balls safe. The Namekians at first would not want to listen to Frieza, but after hearing Mori tell them to listen to Frieza, they would do so. And Frieza would rush at Janemba as the two starts to battle. Janemba would catch Frieza off guard with his portals and all of his crazy techniques, but Frieza's power, speed, and durability is just way too much, and the Janemba clone will be overpowered by Golden Frieza, because he is not the real Janemba at full strength, and with one final blast, Frieza defeats this clone Janemba. Now all Frieza has to do is find a portal he used to come here, but there is one problem. Frieza lost the portal because he flew all across the planet to battle Janemba, and the portal can't be anywhere, so Frieza is stuck, as hundreds of Namekians eyes him down. Why did he decide to get involved? Back on Earth, Piccolo has just arrived, and he sees that Janemba is destroying stuff, and Goten, Trunks, and even Chi-Chi is getting involved to battle Janemba, though they are getting overpowered, until Broly arrived. He senses Piccolo, and he decided to mentally talk to Piccolo, as he kicks Janemba away, and from Piccolo, Broly is told what is going on, but Broly cannot go all out because he doesn't want to destroy the area, especially if Broly gets mad and uses full power Super Saiyan. Broly has controlled himself long enough to power down before, but they can't rely on that right now. Piccolo will think of just teleporting Broly and Janemba away, and he'll team up with Broly to defeat this Janemba clone, but Piccolo will decide against it because of Janemba created portals across the universe, can truly teleport back to the part of the planet he was before, so he'll just have to help Broly. But luckily, Orange won't blow up the planet just by powering up, and Broly can use his Akari form without destroying Earth. Using Super Saiyan creates a barrier around himself that destroys everything around him. If they were not in a city, Earth couldn't have handled his Super Saiyan transformation, but he'll have to put that in the back of his head, as Broly teams up with Orange Piccolo to battle Janemba. And even though Janemba's tricks and techniques are hard to predict, Broly was soon able to predict that Janemba is going to create a portal, and Broly would send a blast into the portal that would hit Janemba, and Broly would quickly go into the portal to reach Janemba and punch him in the face. Piccolo would charge up as he creates a portal around Janemba and Broly, before yelling at Broly to go Super Saiyan. The portal can handle the power of Broly battling Janemba and not damage Earth. Broly would agree as he charges up in Janemba's dimensional ray. Then he'll rush at Janemba and punch him in the face before deciding to finish off the battle with a mouth blast. Broly would power down back to base. Chi-Chi, Goten, and Trunks would be surprised, and Broly would turn around to see Piccolo, who has a silver aura around him. Broly would ask Piccolo, "What is that?" Piccolo would notice that he instinctively turned on a technique called Ultra Instinct Domin to ensure he can protect the Earth from Broly's power. Piccolo would go back to base, thanking Broly for defeating Janemba, but Piccolo would be surprised. Broly in his own Super Saiyan form made Ultra Instinct turn on by itself. Broly's power is crazy, though if Broly uses full power Super Saiyan state, that might be a problem for even all of the people training on Beerus' planet. Anyways, Piccolo knows that he has to ignore these thoughts, as he tells Broly to come with him. Goten and Trunks would want to as well, but a large explosion would be heard, and the kids alongside Chi-Chi will go to the city, and once again, they'll see all the Hellfighter villains. But to their surprise, even Cell shows himself. This time, Cell is able to beat them all down, though two people appears to help them. Goten would yell Uncle Raditz, and Trunks would say Uncle Nappa, but Nappa will tell the kid to not call him that. Raditz and Nappa will ask for the three's assistance, and the three will agree as the five fight against Cell. This battle will be a big struggle for them all, but Goten and Trunks, knowing that they cannot lose this battle because there is no one to protect Earth if they lose, will power up. Cell will get ready to kill Chi-Chi, but Raditz will shoot a ki blast, trying to protect his sister-in-law, using Super Saiyan 2. But a kick from two figures would be the thing that would injure Cell. Super Saiyan 3 Goten and Trunks is born, as they shoot one last blast at Cell, erasing him since he's already dead. Goten and Trunks would thank Nappa and Raditz, and the two would get ready to go back through the portal they went through. But Goten and Trunks would tell them they don't want him to go, they can get revived instead. Raditz would remember that there are wishing orbs on this planet. Goten and Trunks will look at Chi-Chi for approval, and Chi-Chi would be reluctant, especially because Raditz took Gohan back then. But this is the second time Raditz helped them, so Chi-Chi would reluctantly sigh and shrug her shoulders. Goten and Trunks would smile. As they fly off, Raditz would ask what is going on, and Chi-Chi would say, Goten and Trunks are going to revive the pure Saiyans. On Supreme Kai's world, Gohan was able to Kai to his Janemba, before powering up into Beast, before easily dealing with his Janemba. Now in the other world, Vegeta would be joined by Pikkon to find the Janemba there. Vegeta would tell Pikkon that he does not need his help, but Pikkon would tell Vegeta he does not care if he wants help or not. That will make Vegeta and Pikkon bump heads, and even fight. Pikkon will show off something he was working on for a while after seeing Janemba's power, a power he simply calls Super Pikkon. This will push Vegeta into using Super Saiyan 3, but soon Janemba will show himself, joining the battle. This Janemba has the most power from the real Janemba out of all of the clones, and this Janemba is even able to use a new powered up Black Janemba state, and with this state, Janemba is able to toss around Vegeta and Pikkon before they start to get serious, with Pikkon showing off his true power and Vegeta goes Super Saiyan Blue. How dare you hold back against me, Vegeta yells. But Pikkon would respond, I could see you were too. I can't sense your power, but the pressure coming off you is stronger than that long-haired yellow form. But the two will stop talking as Janemba rushes at them. Pikkon and Vegeta would reluctantly stand back to back as they battle this Janemba. But this battle is a hard one, with Janemba absorbing Vegeta and Pikkon's blast. The only attack Pikkon can use that could hit Janemba is Hyper Tornado, and Vegeta is only able to hit Janemba with basic melee attacks. Soon Vegeta and Pikkon would land on the ground, struggling to get up, as Janemba laughs crazily, using a portal and grabbing Pikkon by his neck, before threatening to kill Pikkon, who mind you is already dead. This will enrage Vegeta. Yeah, he and Pikkon was just fighting a minute ago, but he doesn't want to kill him. Vegeta Zora would turn into flames. He barely had time to practice with this new technique, so it'll take a lot out of him to power up, and will drain him a lot to use, but Vegeta would power up anyways, striking Janemba with the flames. Pikkon would be shocked. What is this? Vegeta would show Ultra Ego before using his Flaming Gora to hit Janemba, since Janemba can absorb it, and because the Flaming Gora can send Janemba away, making some distance, Vegeta can fight using his specialty, Ki Blasts. Vegeta would use his Zora in many different ways, using Ki Blast Flames, and even uses a Ki Wave to hit Janemba and defeating this clone. Vegeta would power down, visibly tired, and Pikkon would aid Vegeta up. That didn't seem like the real Janemba, Pikkon said to Vegeta, and Vegeta would say there should be at least one more in hell. And speaking of in hell, Goku is actually getting tossed around by Janemba, even though Goku is using Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. Goku would power up a huge Kamehameha as he sends the attack at Janemba, but Janemba's sword would cut through Goku's attack. Goku would yell, "You monster," his trump card, but Janemba would laugh, punching Goku away. Dr. Gero made sure to take out the weakness and laugh, but a blast would kill Dr. Gero. It's Pikkon with Vegeta on his back. Janemba would pick up Goku by his neck and would laugh, but Goku's eyes will go silver before Goku instinctively kicks Janemba away. Janemba would catch himself and laughs as Goku unlocks Ultra Instinct Domin. The battle begins. Janemba would soon get the upper hand while Goku slowly goes in and out of Ultra Instinct. Goku would use a huge blast, hitting Janemba, but Goku would be shocked as Janemba absorbs it. But Goku would land on a large jelly bean before rushing at Janemba, with even a flame-like aura surrounding him. As he punches Janemba, Vegeta powered up into Ultra Ego for a split second to power up this punch of Goku, but the two will fall back out of their Ultra forms, and Pikkon would sweat drop as Janemba recovers and rushes at Pikkon. The other world fighter would try to insult Janemba, but that would just lead into Pikkon getting a punch in the face by Janemba. Someone does appear though and kick Janemba away. It didn't do much, but it saved Pikkon. That was a Saiyan warrior, the father of Goku, Bardock. Back on Namek, Frieza senses Goku's power start to drop, but he couldn't reach him. Frieza would yell, powering up into his black form, and would open up the portal before going through it and punching Janemba. Gohan would Kai to hell, and Piccolo as well as Broly would arrive as well using Kai. Piccolo would use Ultra Instinct Domin. Broly, after hearing from Piccolo that it was okay, would go full power Super Saiyan. though it is a struggle for him to control, and Gohan would use Beast. Bardock, seeing Frieza, would start to fight Frieza, and Frieza would realize this Saiyan was the one to stand up to him all those years ago. But Frieza knows they don't have time for this, as Janemba pushes away everyone. Though Janemba is having a challenge, Janemba would use a portal, appearing in front of Bardock, before getting ready to punch him. But Frieza would appear in front of Bardock and blocks the attack. Bardock would be shocked to see Frieza save him, before Frieza gets kicked to the ground. Bardock, seeing this, would yell, powering up into a Super Saiyan 3. He reached this from training so long in hell. Bardock would strike Janemba, and thanks to fighting with people like Cell and even Majin Buu, Bardock was able to reach this transformation. So Bardock would strike Janemba before being sent to the ground next to Frieza. But Bardock, instead of attacking Frieza again, knows that Janemba is the real villain, so he will swallow his pride, as Frieza and Bardock blast Janemba, which Janemba does absorb. Though while this is happening, Pikkon will push Goku and Vegeta aside before talking to them. He has a plan. He will tell Goku and Vegeta about the technique he learned in the other world, the fusion dance. He learned this, though he does not have anyone to fuse with. But Goku and Vegeta is around the same height and power. Well, without Vegeta using Ultra Ego they are. Vegeta will be reluctant to fuse, but after a while he agrees, as Goku and Vegeta fuses after some learning from Pikkon. And because of pure luck and plot convenience, Goku and Vegeta successfully does the fusion dance, fusing into Gogeta. After finding out what their name would be, they rush at Janemba, who tosses away Broly, Bardock, and Frieza. The three will be knocked out before Gogeta powers up into Super Saiyan Blue Evolved, but he also uses Kaioken, and Gogeta was able to push this higher than Goku, going all the way to Kaioken times 50. Gogeta knows how limiting his time is, thanks to Pikkon telling him, and he knows he has one shot at this. He slams his knee into Janemba, as Janemba laughs. The two would battle, with Janemba being on the back burner because of Gogeta's crazy power. Janemba would try to land a hit on Gogeta, but Gogeta would block his attack, before he kicks Janemba into the air and slams him into the ground. Gogeta would fly down, his back towards Janemba. Janemba would try to rush at Gogeta, but Gogeta would power up a new move, a Soul Punisher. Gogeta would turn around, as he sends the attack at Janemba. The attack will pierce through Janemba, erasing every part of Janemba's body. Gogeta would defuse instantly after, and everyone is helped up. Bardock would fully be able to see Goku and would yell, Kakarot. Goku would be shocked, as Bardock approaches him. Goku would ask who Bardock is, and Frieza would close his eyes, and Bardock tells Goku that he is his father. Goku would not really flinch at this, since he never really had a relationship with Bardock. But Frieza, seeing Bardock with Goku, he smiles, saying to Goku, maybe it was time he found out how his father was like. Bardock would be shocked to hear this coming from Frieza, out of all people. But Bardock would hear Vegeta say that he'll get used to it. Frieza has really changed for the better. Bardock would be surprised to see Vegeta saying this, but would nod. And after the Earth's Dragon Balls is summoned, Goku revives not only his father, but his mother. Goten and Trunks would jump up and down, seeing that they have new members of their family. And Raditz, standing by Kakarot, would smile, as their parents are revived. Goku and everyone else wouldn't mind too much that Raditz and Nappa was revived, because they helped defeat Hill villains. The two Saiyans would try to battle Frieza, but after getting tired out, not even being able to affect Frieza's black form, would accept that Frieza is good now. The Sun family and Nappa would get to live on Earth, with Gine getting close to Chi-Chi, and Bardock alongside Raditz and Nappa, training alongside Goku and Vegeta, and the Hybrid Saiyans, while Piccolo does solo training on Beerus' planet. Back on Earth, Vegeta, seeing Goku's bond with his family, wants the same. He wants to revive King Vegeta, but because of how prideful he is, it will be tough to make him turn good. But Vegeta would like to see the smile on Trunks' face, seeing his grandfather. So like Goku before him, Vegeta made one wish on Shenron to revive King Vegeta. And while this is happening, Beerus, Whis, and Piccolo is called by Zeno, who wants to start the Tournament of Power. The Janemba threat is now permanently stopped, and 6 more months will pass, as the Saiyans train with their new family, while Beerus, Whis, and Piccolo is called in by Zeno and the Grand Priest. Bardock, Raditz, and Nappa will train to try and get a level beyond Super Saiyan 3, and by training with multiple gods, Nappa and Raditz is able to reach the Super Saiyan 3 transformation, but they'll feel like they can unlock a level beyond Super Saiyan 3, but they don't want to unlock god forms, like the others, and Bardock would think of something, his tail. It might help him reach a new level of Super Saiyan. So Bardock tells his son what he is thinking, and Goku would say that it's worth a shot, as Goku and Bardock go to a wasteland, and they try out something. A few days later, Vegeta would decide to summon Shenron after Trunks taxes Vegeta. Goten has his grandfather around. He wants his as well. Can they revive him? But Vegeta would tell Trunks that his father was way more prideful and would not turn over as easily as Kakarot's family, and even Nappa did. But after Bulma says she will also like to see how King Vegeta was, Vegeta would sigh before collecting the Dragon Balls and asking Shenron to revive King Vegeta. After this, Shenron will leave because he is still only able to grant 2 wishes. So Shenron will leave and King Vegeta would appear in front of Prince Vegeta. King Vegeta would ask where is he, and Prince Vegeta would welcome his father back to the world of the living. King Vegeta would turn around to see Prince Vegeta and would ask who is he. But Vegeta would respond, if it isn't obvious, he is the Prince of all Saiyans, Vegeta. King Vegeta would be shocked to see his own son grown up. There's no way you're alive. Where is Frieza? Prince Vegeta would wonder how he should respond to this question, but Vegeta would decide to just tell the truth. There is no reason to lie to King Vegeta. He won't be strong enough to do anything anyway, since everyone is stronger than him. Even the newly revived Saiyans are stronger than him. Anyways, what would King Vegeta do against gods and multiple Super Saiyans? So Prince Vegeta would just tell King Vegeta straight up that Frieza is alive. King Vegeta would be shocked. What? How are you alive? And what is this weird planet? We are on planet Earth. And for how I am alive, I trained alongside the God of Destruction. You know him very well, father. The God of Destruction, Lord Beerus. King Vegeta would be shocked to hear this, and would ask, so if you have the power of the gods, why is Frieza still alive? Well, Frieza is way stronger than you know, father. And not only that, but he got 2 new powers that put him above the power of Kakarot and I. King Vegeta would question, Kakarot? Who's that? Oh yeah, I forgot. I bet you know the low class Bardock, am I correct? Oh, that low class? Yes, I know him. Youngest son is named Kakarot. He also has the power of the gods. But I bet you are stronger than him, my son. Yes, I am currently stronger than him. But that does not mean that will always be the case. What? My son should never be weaker than a low class. Oh, cut it out, father. You're acting like you have a chance against anyone. King Vegeta would test Vegeta's words as he rushes at Vegeta, chopping his neck. But to King Vegeta's shock, not only does his attack not affect him, but King Vegeta would experience some recoil as he feels a sense of fear rush through his body as he jumps back. Now Prince Vegeta would tell King that Frieza is also living on Earth and that he also has a family. King Vegeta would ask, why isn't Frieza attacking if he lives here? And Vegeta would say he retired from planet conquering and is now protecting animals from poachers. King Vegeta would laugh at this. But after a while, King Vegeta does get introduced to Vegeta's family, and the first thing King Vegeta does is laugh. Vegeta married this hag? Bulma, hearing this, would slap King Vegeta. The king would be enraged at this as he tries to slap Bulma back. But to his shock, he is punched out of the house. King Vegeta would slam through a tree and would be very injured by this attack. King would look up to see Trunks in front of his mother. King Vegeta would ask, how? Before going unconscious. A few hours later, King Vegeta would wake up and would see Vegeta's family eating. King Vegeta's stomach will rumble before he walks up, asking if he can join them, and Bulma would kindly say yes. If he takes a shower, King Vegeta would agree, as he goes to take a shower, and after a while, he joins the Prince family. King Vegeta would feel weird eating like this, because he never ate with his family before, so King Vegeta would eat. With a bond with the Prince family would start, and he would start to enjoy living on Earth as well. He might be the weakest Saiyan, and Frieza is still alive, but Frieza does not have control over him, and he knows if he just axes Trunks and his son, they'll train him. So for some time, there is peace, until Beerus, Whis, and Piccolo arrives on planet Earth, panicking. They will be at Capsule Corp, and the Prince family will see Beerus, and the king will be shocked. Beerus would see him, but won't pay any mind. He will tell Vegeta about the tournament, and would explain that if the universe loses, it will be a race, so Vegeta would have to gather the strongest fighters he knows to help. And yes, Vegeta will be the leader for the Universe 17, so Vegeta is already in the tournament, so Vegeta would need to get 9 more fighters, and Vegeta already has one right next to him, Trunks. He is incredibly strong. With his Super Saiyan 3 transformation, he is not on the same level of the gods, but he and Goten is the strongest non-godly Saiyans. And speaking of Goten, Vegeta would also go to the Sun household, where he gets Goku and Goten to join the tournament. Bardock would want to join as well, but Vegeta would be unsure. But Goku would tell Vegeta that Bardock has gotten stronger and has reached a new transformation, and he would like to see Bardock in action using the transformation. Back at Capsule Corp, King Vegeta would say surely Vegeta is going to surprise him by getting him last minute to join the tournament, and Nappa would say so as well. They will wait, sitting on some chairs. Any day now, they say. On Monster Island, Frieza is defending the animals from poachers until Vegeta arrives. Frieza would ask what brings him there, and Vegeta would tell Frieza that there is a tournament coming up, and if their universe loses, the universe would be erased. Frieza would be worried, so he will join the team. Right now, we will get 7 fighters. What should be the next 3? And the obvious choice is Broly, with his amazing potential and power. Though his full power Super Saiyan state might still be a problem if Broly transforms. And if the other universes are as strong as Vegeta thinks they are, Broly's transformation has a high chance to happen. But they might be able to handle it with Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego, Beast, and Black. Now there's 2 more fighters to actually join. Maybe if there was 2 more Saiyans to join. Any day now. Goku would request Krillin. He might be weak compared to the rest of the team, well, most of the team at least. Bardock, Goten, and Trunks might have trouble beating Krillin, but that is besides the point. Most of the team relies on power and experience, but nothing else really. While Krillin has some qualities that will make them look like ants, especially skill, brain, and techniques. From what Vegeta has seen, Krillin is able to capitalize on using his techniques, brains, and skills to his advantage. Like when Krillin used the After Image and Kienzan against Nappa, and when Krillin was fighting Frieza. Even though Krillin did not land a blow on Frieza, his Kienzan, taunting, and Taioken was able to distract Frieza for a while. But Vegeta would like to test Krillin. Goku would want to, but Vegeta would tell Goku that he will hold back against Krillin, while Vegeta would do the opposite, and doing that would push Krillin to his limits. Goku would just agree, as Goku and Vegeta asked Krillin to join the tournament, and Krillin would say yes. He doesn't have a family here, so he has more free time. Krillin would spend this time training. Not much, but just as much, not lack. Now, Vegeta would test Krillin by instantly going Super Saiyan God. Krillin would sweat drop, but Krillin would shoot multiple Ki blasts at Vegeta. But Vegeta would dodge the blast, but then Krillin would start to throw Kienzans that Vegeta would also dodge. Then Krillin would use multiple After Images that would rush at Vegeta, while Krillin powers up a Kamehameha and sends it at Vegeta, creating an explosion. But flames will appear, shocking Krillin, as Vegeta reveals Ultra Ego. Vegeta would smirk, telling Krillin if he is able to land one hit on him, Vegeta will put Krillin on the team. Krillin would tell Vegeta to not underestimate him, as he sends more Kienzan, Ki Blast, and After Images. These would not do a thing against Vegeta, but Krillin would get close, trying to punch Vegeta. But Vegeta would dodge, but Krillin would smirk, as he yells, Taioken times 1,000. Vegeta would be surprised, not expecting the Taioken. Vegeta would be annoyed with himself, being so foolish to forget about that technique. Krillin would trip Vegeta, with him landing on the ground. Krillin would smile, and Vegeta would also go back to base, telling Krillin that he did well. And with that, Krillin is on the team. Now who should the last fighter be? There are 3 more Saiyans that can be put on the team, as well as 3 other humans, but Frieza and Vegeta both decide to pick a dead fighter that helped them a couple of times. So Frieza and Vegeta travels to Otherworld to meet up with Pikkon. The 2 will tell Pikkon everything, and Pikkon will agree to join. Now the team is set, and it is Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Goten, Trunks, Bardock, Broly, Krillin, and Pikkon. Piccolo would want to be on the team, but with Piccolo being a Kai apprentice basically, Zeno mistakes him as a Kai, and Piccolo is bummed as he is not allowed to join the tournament. Now Team Universe 7 will go to the world of Void, but the Team Universe 7 will make it to the world of Void, and they will see all the other universes. And what's mild, the team will look at Vegeta for instructions on what to do. And when the Grand Prix says begin, Vegeta says attack, beat as many fighters as possible. Goku would say alright, he likes this idea. Gohan would sigh, Bardock would smirk, Frieza would get into a fighting position, Goten and Trunks would smile, and make a bet on how much fighters they can knock out. Krillin would smile, feeling a little confident. Pikkon would close his eyes, and Broly would have a determined look on his face. Now, since the tournament wasn't Goku's fault, not much people would target the Universe 7 team, but Goku and Vegeta would still attack Universe 9. Krillin would start to get attacked by Universe 4, and Frieza would take on some of the Universe 10 fighters, alongside Gohan. Soon, Broly would join Goku and Vegeta against Universe 9, And this is just overkill. Every member of the universe would be knocked out, until there is only the Trilogy Danger, who would power up and attack, but Goku and Vegeta would go Super Saiyan Blue, and Broly would go Super Saiyan. And this will overpower the Wolf's attack, as they are eliminated. Bardock would be shocked at this power, but Bardock would say he won't be behind for long, as he is stopped by Caulifla, Kale, and Kaba, who reluctantly goes with Caulifla and Kale, and by reluctantly, I mean he is forced. But Caulifla, she'll ask Bardock if he is a Saiyan, and Bardock would say yes, he is. Caulifla would comment that Bardock's tail is quite weird, but that is besides the point, as she asks another question. Does he know the Super Saiyan form? Those old mans used it. Bardock would ask if she is talking about Kakarot and Vegeta, and Caulifla would say yeah, they're all old mans in her eyes. And Bardock, he is the ultimate of the old mans. He is like very, very old. Bardock would transform into Super Saiyan, and Caulifla would be impressed, saying for Bardock to teach her, and Bardock would decide to do so, but he won't say how. As he rushes at Caulifla, the female would smile, as she tells Kale and Kaba to stay back as she battles Bardock. The two will clash, with Caulifla actually keeping up with Bardock a little bit, which would surprise Bardock. But Bardock would show off more power, that would throw off Caulifla. Tell me, is there a planet that is home to the Saiyans in your universe? Well, yes, there is. What does that have to do with the battle though? Well, if that's the case, after this tournament, you can kiss that planet goodbye. What are you saying? Even if I am eliminated, you guys don't stand a chance against Kakarot, Vegeta, that Broly, and even Frieza. How dare you underestimate my power? I'll show you what the power of the Universe 6 stance can look like, Caulifla says, as her hair spikes up and turns gold. Caulifla would rush at Bardock, but she is not the only one. Kaba, after hearing Bardock's words, would snap as well, as he breaks his limits, transforming into a Super Saiyan, as he also rushes at Bardock. The Universe 7 Saiyan would smile as he powers up into Super Saiyan 2 as he clashes with the two. Caulifla and Kaba's fighting would throw off Bardock because they are not coordinated at all, so they're able to land some attacks on Bardock. But Bardock is just way too strong, and Super Saiyan 2 is able to handle both Caulifla and Kaba. Kale watch on, seeing Caulifla and Kaba fight against Bardock. What about her? She was left behind while they are fighting. She is supposed to be the one fighting with Caulifla, not Kaba. This is Bardock's fault. She would yell Bardock's name repeatedly for transforming into her Berserk Super Saiyan transformation. The other Saiyans would be shocked to see Kale's transformation, but Kale would rush at Bardock, and Bardock would be shocked as he is slammed to the ground and punched away. Bardock would recover before rushing at Kale, but Kale would tank the attack before she grabs Bardock's foot and slams Bardock to the ground. Repeatedly, Bardock would power up into Super Saiyan 3 before he kicks Kale as she stumbles back a bit, and Bardock would rush at Kale, trying to hit her more, and Kale is pushed back a bit, but Kale is just way too strong, as she uses an eraser cannon to hit Bardock, sending him into the air, and the battle will come to an end because Bardock couldn't handle Kale in his Super Saiyan 3 transformation. Bardock would try to power up, but before he does, Broly steps in, seeing Kale's transformation. Broly would try to tell Kale to power down, and it's okay, but Kale would rush at Broly, and the Universe 7 Saiyan will power up into a Super Saiyan before blocking Kale's attack. Broly and Kale will clash, with the two brutes battling. With them breaking the arena, Kale will try to use an eraser cannon, but Broly will dodge out of the way and kick Kale, sending her flying. Broly would still try to talk to Kale, saying that there is a way to control this power, but Kale doesn't listen to Broly as she tries to attack him. But Broly would be able to counter and hit Kale, but Kale would be able to hit Broly also, and the two brutes would destroy the arena even more, with Broly and Kale even eliminating some fighters from other universes while they battle. Broly would soon have enough as he transforms into his full power Super Saiyan state, and everyone in the ring will flinch at this, and Broly will go on a rampage, rushing at Kale. The battle will go into Broly's favor, but because of this battle, multiple universes fighters will be eliminated, some from Universe 4, 2, 3, and even some from Universe 6 will be eliminated by this fight. Jiren, seeing this power, would jump in, thinking that he has to win this. Now, he will punch Broly, but to Jiren's shock, Kale will punch him in the head. Broly would kick Jiren in the stomach. The battle would turn into a 1v1v1, but soon Jiren had enough, as he powers up into his full power and eliminates Kale. Caulifla will be pissed, but to her surprise, she is hit by an invisible fighter and is sent out of the arena, and shortly after, the same thing happens to Kaba. The same thing almost happens to Krillin, but Krillin was able to find out that there are two bugs attacking him, thanks to his after image, and after he finds out, he uses a key end zone on the battlefield and sends the bugs out of the ring with a Kamehameha. Back to Jiren and Broly, the battle would continue, with them both being very evenly matched, with Broly in his berserk form and Jiren in his full power state. Jiren would think that he'll have an easy time against Broly, but that is just not the case. Broly is a monster in this form, and his uncontrollable nature is really pushing Jiren. Jiren will be slammed to the ground, and even though Jiren lands some hits on Broly, he is not able to fully knock out Broly, and he is hit by a mouth beam that sends him flying and almost eliminates him. This will enrage Jiren. Who is this fighter? Jiren will try to fight from afar, knowing that he can't fight up close, but Broly is also able to damage Jiren from afar, and is able to drag Jiren around the arena. But even though Broly was strong, he would tire out, but Jiren would be hit away from Broly. The Brood would be shocked, and someone would tell Broly to try to control himself. It's Vegeta. The Prince would save Broly, and would tell Broly to think about his friends. Think about what he will do after the tournament. Broly would stand there for a moment, before smiling. As pupils return to Broly's eyes, Vegeta would smile at this, before teleporting away, allowing Broly to have this battle against Jiren. Jiren will recover, before seeing Broly. Jiren will power up, saying, "How dare you Universe 7 cowards play dirty? Trust. It's useless." Jiren will break through his limits before he and Broly starts their final showdown. This battle will go similar to MUI Goku vs Jiren, with Broly and Jiren going blow for blow, with Jiren getting a power boost because of his ideals, and Broly getting a power boost because he is able to control 4 power Super Saiyan. The two would punch themselves at the same time, before jumping back and rushing at each other, before they lock themselves into position, but Broly would be able to grab Jiren and throw him into the air. Jiren will send a blast at Broly, but Broly would jump out of the way and punch Jiren in the face, but Jiren will be able to trip Broly and grab Broly by his hair, and slam him into the ground. This will injure Broly, but Broly won't give up. He'll use an eraser cannon to hit Jiren, and Jiren is sent flying, but he powers through it, and punches Broly repeatedly, and uses his invisible eye beams to send Broly into the air. Jiren will rush at Broly with one final punch, and Broly will do the same. The two will launch their one final punches at each other, and they will collide, and they will both be sent out of the arena. Universe 11 would freak out, and Universe 7 would cheer. Beerus yells, "That's what happens when you mess with the Universe 7. And with that, Broly is the first warrior from Universe 7 to be knocked out. And the same is for Jiren on Universe 11 side. Goku and Vegeta would kind of annoyed that they wouldn't be able to battle Jiren, but they'll just decide to speed through the rest of Universe 11. Not even Toppo and Dispo is able to stand against the Blue Warriors. So Universe 11 is erased, and this goes for the rest of the universes. So Bardock is not even able to show off his new level of power, and everyone else who didn't go all out wasn't able to. But don't worry, because we'll get into the Immortal arc, since there is no Broly movie, for obvious reasons. But here is something I am going to change. As you have realized, Piccolo is not in the tournament, and like I said, this is because Piccolo is mistaken as a Kai by Zeno. But there is another reason why Piccolo is not in the tournament, and that is because while that is happening, Piccolo has his own little adventure around the time the tournament powers start. Moro decided to break out of prison with multiple ex-Frieza soldiers, and because of this, Maris went to Earth, thinking that Majin Buu was there, but Piccolo noticed a weird key, so he teleported with Kai next to Maris, asking what is going on. Maris will ask Piccolo if he knew of Majin Buu, and Piccolo would say Majin Buu was killed a while ago, and Maris would have a shocked expression on his face. That is not good. Maris would explain everything to Piccolo, and Piccolo would say that there is no problem, as Piccolo teleports to Moro, shocking Moro. Piccolo would smile, telling Moro, "Nice try," before Piccolo's eyes turn silver, and he kills Moro and the rest of the ex-Frieza soldiers. Now, Piccolo would Kai back to Maris, and Maris would be shocked to see Piccolo's eye is silver. As he asks, "Is that Ultra Instinct?" Piccolo would question, why does Maris know about Ultra Instinct? But Piccolo would quickly find out why, and Piccolo would start training with Maris. Now with that out of the way, the Granola arc might happen, but come on. If Granola and Gas tries to wish to be the strongest in the universe, they will probably just die with how much stronger the fighters are. With how much strong fighters there is now, and now we'll get into the superhero arc. The arc would start with the Red Ribbon Army deciding to attack Piccolo, like canon. But this will go badly, and Gamma 2 would barely retreat. Piccolo will follow him, and will find out about Cell Max. But when Pen is kidnapped, and Gohan is told, he is enraged. He knows that Piccolo is there, so everything is okay, but he is still mad. So another fight with Gamma 1 and 2 will happen, but they'll lose. Before changing sides, Bardock, Goten, and Trunks, sensing something is going on, would arrive, and Cell Max is released, and Bardock would tell everyone to stand back. He wants to try something out, so Bardock would use a Power Ball and would become a Super Azaru, clashing with Cell Max, and after a while, Bardock would gain control and become a Super Saiyan 4. Goten, Trunks, and Gohan would think that the transformation looks cool, and after a while, Bardock defeats Cell Max. After finding out his weakness, Cell Max will explode, with everyone making it out okay, and Genma 2 is able to live. And now the reason why Cell Max is destroyed by Bardock is because there was not much fights that happened on Earth, since most happened in other worlds and timelines. But of course you cannot end this here, because on Beerus' planet, something interesting is going on. Raditz, Nappa, King Vegeta, and Broly would watch on as Goku, Vegeta, Frieza, and Beerus stares at each other. They'll all power up, with Vegeta using Ultra Ego, Beerus using his full power, Goku using Master Ultra Instinct, and Frieza using Black. The four will clash, with the battle being just destructive, with Whis having to put a barrier around the whole planet for everything to not be destroyed. But soon the battle would start to come to an end, and the four would jump back, and would power up one final attack. Goku a Kamehameha, Vegeta a Gamma Burst Flash, Beerus a Hakai Blast, and Frieza a Last Emperor. The blasts will all collide, in the middle, before Blank. Present day, the four will talk and argue about the outcome of the battle. This would lead into a talk about Frieza's redemption. Goku would say that it's crazy that Goku and Frieza almost killed each other before a good slam to the head knocked some sense into Frieza. But Vegeta would laugh, telling Goku he also bumped his head, so he shouldn't be talking. They'll all laugh, and Frieza would wonder how things could have played out differently. His old self would have probably killed him, seeing himself hanging out with the Saiyan, and letting some more be revived. Frieza now sees his mistakes as an emperor, and would wonder, what if he didn't blow up Planet Vegeta? Couldn't things have went similar? But Frieza won't worry about that right now, because this was his ending. Frieza would wake up, wondering where he is, and notices he is Zen's base. A Frieza soldier would ask what is going on, but Frieza would say, it is nothing, before he looks out of the window. What a horrible nightmare that was. Frieza's ship would fall on planet Cereal, before Frieza jumps down and kills Gas in his black form, before he approaches Elec, asking why was he called, before Elec is killed also. Now Frieza looks at Goku and Vegeta, showing off the form, also before knocking them out, before sparing the Saiyans, and leaving with the rest of the heaters.